What's up, everyone? Welcome to HyperX Scrim Season 1, Week 5, presented by OUTcast Esports. I am RANDOMX, and I will, of course, be joined with my awesome co-caster, the stats man himself, Mr. Misfire Pickford. There is a delay. We do expect to have a pretty full lobby, so kick back, relax, and enjoy 4 rounds tonight. And, of course, as always, on Fridays, we do mixed scrims, FPP, and TPP rounds. Should be expecting a lot of action. We'll see if anything's changed since the last time I streamed these last week. So stay tuned, and we'll soon be joining Pickford so we can talk to him for a bit. So kick back, relax. The rounds will be starting very shortly. Let's go ahead and go find Pickford and get to talk to him a little earlier, or we can get some stats and stuff. Let's go. What's up, Pickford? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How you doing, man? How you doing?
I'm doing a lot better than on Wednesday. On Wednesday, I live outside, about 30 minutes from Boston. Terrible windstorm, had no power. I was trying to do it on my cellular service, but the cellular service in this area was overtaxed because of the power outage, and no one can hear me. I sounded like a robot, so I just had to shut my mouth the whole match. So now I'm ready to get this Friday night started with all the power, with my Wi-Fi, with all my technology working. I'm
there you
hyped.
go. That's good. That's good to hear. That's really good to hear, and glad to hear that you're safe as well. I know there's a lot of there's a storm heading down south right now in the Gulf, so hopefully any of our viewers out there, hopefully you're taking precautions. If you're watching the stream and you happen to live in that flight path, please take precautions. Pickford, so go ahead. I wanted to set the stream earlier than I normally do. I really like the way I did it last week because that allows us to be able to have a chat and see maybe potentially what's changed from maybe there's people that haven't been fully staying tuned what's going on with the HyperX Scrim Season 1. So go ahead and fill us in on anything interesting in developments. What's the top 5 right now?
Let's just go back to the past week in the last events. Last Friday, as you know, True Esports won the whole thing. 187 Black coming in second place. Wednesday, the Woo came in first. Dream Killers came in second. 187 Black came in third. And on Monday, We have the right in front of me. Monday, it was the Woo Top Strikers Esports, and 187 Black came in eighth. So what
Wow.
we've noticed in the last week is 187 has been stumbling a little bit, but except for the Woo, which was in sixth place beforehand, no team has really been able to be successful at the same time that they're being unsuccessful. Like one team will do well, but then the next match they'll fall back. So no team is really being able to close that gap, even though 187 is giving them the opportunity to by not getting those top finishes. No other
Yeah.
team is kind of hitting all those first places that 187 is missing. They're kind of hitting either right, they might get one ahead of them, but then fall one behind them, the next one ahead of them. So it's staying very, very tight in that second to fifth. And just to give an example, so right now with the top power rankings, 27 Black is in first place with 284 total points. Second place is Dream Killers with 207 points, which is 77 points behind 187 Black. But then you have third place Hacks 195. Fourth,
Okay.
OUTcast Alpha 194. Fifth,
I'm
True
starting to see.
Esports 175. And sixth, the Woo at 161. So those teams are, within 40 points of each other, 45 points.
Yeah.
Whereas from second to sixth is within 45 points, where second to first is 77.
Yeah.
And that's what we're seeing.
Huge
We're seeing
difference.
those second through seventh kind of flip flopping, jumping, and really getting a lot tighter together. So with those cash and prizes going first through fifth, it's really going to be a tight. Even if it's not tight for the first place, second through fifth is very, very, very tight right now.
Yeah, definitely, and we'll see if any of that changes, any of those dynamics, because, like you said, between second and third, there's like what 5-6 points. I think I remember that's what it sounded like to me. So
It's second and
that's a
third.
game right
It's
there.
12. It's second and third is 12, but third and fourth is 1 point.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
And
Yeah. So
then from fourth and fifth is 19. So
that's
um,
that's a
it's very
difference.
close. So what I consider anything 29 points or less one match, because if a team comes in first place gets 30, and a team comes in 16th place and gets 1 point, that's 29 points difference. That's one day. That's one match. So that's how I kind of calculate it. If you're within 29 points of another team, you can catch them in one day. And we're also hopefully I went out there, got some. I worked on my interviews today. Hopefully, we won't have the same issue we have yesterday. After the first match, we're going to talk to Hacks, a team that came out at the beginning, as you remember, dominated early.
Yes.
Was way ahead after 2 weeks, but has fallen back into third place now, going at the end of week 5. So we're going to talk to Hacks and kind of see how they started out strong, but what are they doing to hopefully right that ship and get back up on top. And then second and third, we should be talking to C-Dub. C-Dub, as we talked before, is in part of that in the path of that hurricane in the Gulf. So we don't know if he's going to be able to be on, but if not, we'll figure something out. We'll talk about something else. And then between third and fourth, we're going to have the guys from 10 HP, a team that's currently in that second tier. They're currently in 9th place, but in 7th place, the Forgotten has 113 points. In 8th place, the Top Strikers has 112. 10 HP has 111.
Wow.
And Men4 have 109. So
Dang.
between 7th and 10th place, 4 positions, is only 4 points. Or 5, 4 points.
That's
so very, very, very tight there, too.
That's like, just having one bad round between those three
exactly.
teams.
I mean, that's very, very, very close. So,
and we still
although we have a lot of good stories going on. Although first is a little bit out of there, we have a lot of other very tight for teams in trying to get into certain sections of the top rosters.
And what about has anything changed for the top fraggers? Your top 10?
We have had some movement in the top 10. Obviously, Trick is just dominating every single event. Even when his team doesn't do very well, he does very well. He currently has, I just added it up, he has 133 kills.
Wow.
Second place is Clown from 187 Black with 96. Then you have Twists with 82, Mr. Zebra 81, Mystic 76, Junie 68, Marsh 66. I mean, it's very, very close. Everyone's kind of a couple, 2, 3 below. But we haven't really. It's a very, very tight. And everyone's trying to get into that. Obviously, top 4. That's where the money is. Obviously, the number one person gets the extra money, and then the top 4 get that all-star bonus. So everyone's gonna shoot for that 4th place, which is 81. And there is, let's see, about 10 people within 20 kills of
Mm-hmm.
that. And so someone frags out. We've seen it. A guy can frag out, get 14, 15 kills in one night. So it's very close still. With we still have 3 more weeks after tonight to go.
And Trick's still here, so he still has plenty of opportunities to increase
Oh
that lead
yes.
tonight. And we are waiting for a few more teams. We have 4 minutes to start time.
I
Um,
consider tonight random. This is like the time to make money. Everyone's been what you wanna how you want to say it. They've been you can make excuses. You've been doing this. You've been doing that. There's no more time to mess around. You got to start getting points. If you haven't gotten points, you got to get them now. You got 3 weeks now. We're 5 weeks down. 3 weeks to go. There's
more
still
than
plenty of
halfway's gone,
time.
guys.
But you gotta. So you can't be having bad scrims anymore. You got to go out there. You got to be scoring points, top 10 points every single week if you want to be successful from this point forward.
3 weeks. That means 9 more days, guys. 9 more
9
individual
more scrims,
events.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
before we.
it's gonna be it's coming down to it. It's gonna be very close, and you see that people are kind of trying to how can they finish? Where can they finish? I know that some teams want to get a top 5 finish, want to get that money. Some going for first place still. Some just want to get the top 10. Each team, but we've had so far, and it's that after 5 weeks, we have before as of Wednesday, we have had. Let me get my exact numbers. We have had 60 different teams compete and 371 individuals, different individuals so
Individual
far
players,
compete
yeah.
in the scrim season through was it 4.5 weeks? Now we'll have to see after tonight, but that's 371 people, 60 different teams. So if you can get top 10 out of 60 different teams that have played, some played more than others, but still, because I really consider this scrim season. Not only are you able to do well in a match or two, but are you able to go through that marathon of playing in multiple scrims? And I think that it's a lot harder. And what I've seen from other scrims, it's a lot harder to stay together and work together for 8 weeks, 24 scrims, than it is to frag out for 1 or 2 events here and there.
I mean, just look at what we've seen already in the start of this scrim season. Is some teams splitting apart, different
Yeah,
teammates. So I mean, we still got 3 weeks. Who knows if I mean something could happen and maybe like let's say for instance a 187. Imagine a shakeup for 187 and suddenly you have 2 of their starters no longer playing. That can definitely change the
yeah. I mean,
dynamic of the round. So
and
there's still
usually it's
9 rounds. I mean
it's
9
usually
events. We still have
yeah,
quite a bit of ways
and
still.
you kind of see that. I know that a lot of people are kind of focusing, on the kills. Some people are more shooting for that top fragger award, trying to push
Trick.
towards that. Some are trick, but I know I've seen like there's some players and some other teams that like I forget what team is a Mommy iOS, but I saw them in chat talking about we showed up 3 weeks late, but I'm going for the kill frag out record. I'm going for that
There you go.
because he's been getting and kind of talk about how if I get 5 or 6 kills over this much time, and the really each what I like is each team has kind of like set their own goals as the season progresses. Instead of saying, okay, we're out of here, we're not playing anymore, what they're deciding is they're going to say, okay, this is our goal for this year, this is our goal for the next 2 weeks or whatever. To see what, so each team is kind of go out to try to do what they can do to be successful.
And we have almost an entirely full lobby. We are missing a player here and there from a few teams, but it's looking like
All
it's
the
gonna be
teams
a packed scrim
yeah,
tonight. Yeah, for sure.
and
So
that's
to
what
see
we've
a lot of
seen
action,
throughout the whole
hopefully.
season. Even when is and you see some teams that like you almost like
Yeah, that's the
like
beautiful thing
like a
about
team
these
that comes
scrims,
in here
man. Yeah, because normally like
is
something like this long for 2 months, like 8 weeks
mhm.
long, right around now, this is where you would see teams dropping out, right?
And the thing is that it's nothing that like the guys that are operating or owning the scrims can do about it. It's just some teams are better,
Yeah.
and like I see like examples you is you put time, money, effort. There's nothing you can do
Mm-hmm.
once a team is down 300 points or whatever
Yeah.
it is. It's just you can't motivate them. So this was the idea that we came up with to try to keep it to keep people
Keep it
motivated. Like I said,
competitive too.
when we came up here, I looked at all the ones that all the scrims that I look up to or that I appreciated or admired, and I tried to take the best out of them, and I also tried to like whatever was hurt them or wasn't good. How can I fix that to make it better? So, and obviously you, Random, you've been doing scrims for so long and have it so well organized. That's real. I think one thing you're great at is just the organizational process and getting. I mean, we couldn't even we couldn't even get it. We couldn't even get down to the brass tacks. You guys were like checking every name against stuff, and so we had to loosen up on that because you and Lady and stuff. You guys were so on top of that.
Yeah, the names, it just, it's a learning process. But we are starting with the first round. 93 players, very nice full lobby. The only team we don't have is Team 1, but that's because we leave Team 1 empty so teams can join in. Can't see the flight path yet. Hopefully we don't experience any. I've been experiencing some audio glitches. I don't know if it's probably just payload, but I'm hoping they didn't mess up the general game.
Oh, how is it?
It's pretty fun, but there's like tons of audio glitches on there. Like,
how's it? I have not played it at all. So you have to. Like,
we played 9 rounds and we played 6.
Missile launcher or something like that.
Dude, they got that quad rocket launcher. Then all the cars have some kind of like turret or grenade launcher on it.
Really?
The buggies have barrels on the side you can drive in water. Or bad? They brought the Roni from Sandhawk and they added a turret to the back of it. So
really.
They added another helicopter, attack helicopter. It's pretty fun, man. It's pretty fun, but there's a lot of stupid audio and visual glitches on it, so that kind of sucks. Kind of ruins it.
That's a surprise.
All right, so starting right over North George Pool, these apartments right here. It's a decent spot where a lot of teams typically like to drop. It'll be interesting to see who dares to go there because it is very close to the flight path. I am expecting though. I already see it. OUTcast Alpha heading towards Zarky. That's their normal drop spot when they can get there, and it looks like they're gonna get there uncontested. We do have Team 24, Team 15 going past apartments, and it looks like Men of 4 are gonna stay there and potentially have that whole area to themselves, except for Team 25. Let me get up my little cheat sheet right here. Meeseeks. We have Meeseeks in here tonight.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
nice.
we called that like the jalapeno in the chili?
Yeah.
You get a team like Meeseeks in here can really do some damage, really screw some people up, especially in their drops where they want to drop versus where teams who have played
that already play
where they drop. They can really screw people up.
That's why it's always good to play in these kind of things so you don't get used to dropping or just being in one consistent spot, because then you're gonna get that one team when you do some other event, some tournament, and then you're gonna have to fight for that spot. So we do have the Forgotten and Team Genesis inside of Severny. They're gonna be fighting right there. We have Team 22 and Team 11 fighting in these little compounds. Looks like they're gonna fight for a vehicle. Half of their squad has now taken off.
One thing I've noticed is that for some reason teams aren't dropping multi-power anymore. Maybe it's because it's redesigned, they don't like it, they can't figure it out. But I've been watching it and noticing that match after match, teams are not dropping multi-power.
Yeah, nobody's right there right now. And the flight path went kind of near there. We do have a death already. Is that 2 deaths? No, that is 1 death. R4 Loner, the lone guy to die from Team Ghost Melee Elite. Unfortunately landed with an entire whole squad right there. And we're looking at Lipovka. What the heck happened with Lipovka? 1, 2, 3, 4
Holy
teams.
Geez.
And then we have also 187 on the outskirts of Lipovka. There's definitely not enough loot for Lipovka. And Misfire.
There's not enough buildings.
Yeah, Misfire is down here. Who we got? We got Men of 4 Bravo. Team 20, we have Phase 1 Delta, and Team 18 Top Strikers. So 4 teams here. Kano has already been knocked by Artemis. Let's see if Artemis can. I don't know if is he knocked inside the. No, he's not. He's not knocked inside the shack.
I mean, this is hard for everybody.
Yeah, this is
gonna be no good for anybody here.
And down goes Fat Boy Thirsted. Unfortunately, Vulcan needs to be careful. He does not have any kind of AR. Down he goes to Legend. I'm pretty sure Misfire typically, I want to say, lands sometimes over here.
Quarry.
Right. Well, I don't know. Maybe
too far,
Quarry was too far, yeah. And they didn't think anybody was going to go to Lipovka, considering that the flight path was near. But I think, obviously, 4 other teams thought the exact same thing. And they were not expecting it to be this full.
completely run through.
Artemis
By
knocked,
Metaphor
and
Top
down
Strikers.
goes
And there
Metaphor,
goes Team
taken out
knocked
by
in
Top Strikers.
24th place.
Team 10, they're taking off. They grabbed the UAS. They are leaving. They are not fighting inside of the Lipovka. Team 20 left as well.
Smart move, because Misfire did get that vehicle. Vulcan got the vehicle, and then they just left it there. Artemis got the knocked. If they pushed to that vehicle right there, they may have been able to get out of there. But now they're knocked out in last place.
And Team 20 did also take off from Lipovka. So at the time, there was 4 teams there, but with Team 20 left, there was only 3. We do have Team 12 right now inside Novo. Team 10 HP inside of military base. Hacks going to Pachinki like they usually do go to Pachinki. No one there to contest with them.
Yeah, 10 HP. They normally go down there. We've been doing the outside
luxurious
route,
inside of Primorsk.
On military, but now it looks like they have all military themselves. And yes, you're right. Dream Killers have been hitting up Novo in that bridge for the past few weeks now.
And they're split looted right now. Unfortunately, Zero does have a Team 20 down here inside of Milta, so you guys have to be careful that if he's going to engage, he engages very carefully, because he is currently right now going into Milta. There is two members of Phase 1 Delta here. The other 2 members are taking off towards farm area, but I'm assuming as soon as they hear some fire, some shots fired, they're probably going to make their way over here.
Mm-hmm. And of course, the Vixens always, and see the Vixens, they always drop Primorsk, even though the circle didn't help that. They were able to get a vehicle, right? It still went down to Primorsk, regardless. And that's what a lot of teams have to do. You know, just because the plane path doesn't go your way, doesn't mean that you shouldn't have the skills and the ability to get a vehicle and go back and loot your area, because if you loot your area consistently, you also know all the routes to get into the zone, regardless of where it's at.
That's very true. We do have anti-sweat right now heading towards. I'm trying to figure out where the shooting is going on.
They're going down towards 10 HP.
We have Team 16 and Team 10, Metaphor Bravo. Metaphor Bravo, who had just left Lipovka, unfortunately now find themselves with Team 16. Ruthless trying to get some knocks. Team 16 is Dembasi. Okay, thank you. Alma Mont and they need Cano needs to try to get over and provide some backup for Ruthless right now, stuck holding the stairs.
And one thing you see is once you get pushed out of your first looting area and you get all discombobulated, you go to another place, there's already a team there. You go to another place, a team's already looted it, but they've left. It seems you can't really get your feet under you once you get kind of knocked out of your first looting area, and it makes the whole match kind of awkward until you can get enough loot.
Murda has been knocked inside the red. They better hope that he does not get killed by that red zone. It would suck to lose a Murda this early in the round, especially to the red. No one's around either.
The faults of 187, because they're split looting.
They are so split apart right now. They're 1,000 meters away from Murda right now.
This is what they normally do. So what'll happen a lot of times, a squad will run up on them. It just doesn't care how good you are. Even if you're 187 black, the whole squad rolls up on you. You're probably going to get murked.
Yeah, chances are you will get killed. Keto now the only one left for Team Dembasi. Down he goes, finished off by Cano. Let's go check to see if they're going to get that revive on Murder. And it looks like they are. I do see OUTcast Bravo right now going, looks like towards Yasnaya. We do have True Esports right here, real close.
Well,
of course, the Wu take Yasnaya.
Yasnaya. So
yeah, they definitely.
If you go to Yasnaya, you're dealing with King Trick.
Is that why that there's no one else there inside of Yasnaya? They got tired of contesting it?
We used to get
like 2 or 3 teams.
Infamous, The Forgotten, Ghost of the Elite, and the Wu just pushes everybody out of there.
All right, so we have Cash from True Esports taking shots at OUTcast Bravo as they travel past the bridge, going kind of towards Taverny. But other than that, they should be fine. Let's see what's going on down in the base, military base. We still do have anti-sweat and 10 HP.
One place I think that kind of gets overlooked if you're up north is I call it the Pickford race starting point. But that compound up there, where the Pickford race starts, if you watch Random, There's a lot of loot right there and a lot of buildings. And you don't really see it. Think about it because it's not. It's to the east of Zarki. But if you're going towards Zarki and you get pushed away from it, you can still kind of loot up at least minimally a squad in that area and get some guns before you go down to
Pickford, hold
North
on.
George.
Someone's knocking on my door. I'll be right back.
And with this zone, I don't know if Random has it up, but a good majority of it, the top, I'd say about a third to a quarter is water-based. So obviously, even though it's an early zone, it's that much more land that's not available. But usually on Erangel, if it's going to be the third circle, if the third circle is over water, almost always the circle pushes towards land. There's a little pro tip for you. So I would really expect this circle to go south from where it is right now with the amount of land, the water, because it's pretty much off the map right now. So expect this next circle to push south and probably be the northernmost part in Severny and southernmost part where down in Pachinki.
We are starting to see a lot of teams trying to get towards that center part of the zone right now. Still do have Team 15, Team 14, 4, 13, and 12 outside zone. But every other team right now inside zone, I do see Team 18, Top Strikers, kind of next to Metaphor Bravo, now currently going away from Metaphor Bravo. And look at that, Mr. Bacon has been knocked. Mr. Bacon is part of OUTcast Bravo. Let's go check that out. See this with Team 9, Metaphor. Stella gets the knock on 10 HP Prod. So we have a little action going down inside a military base as well with 10 HP. 2 members already killed. 10 HP had been peacefully looting over here. Down goes 10 HP, except for Goldie. Goldie now the only one left. Looks like Goldie's going to be able to at least escape with the vehicle.
And that player, actually in Dream Killers, Mommy iOS, that was an individual that was okay that he came in, I guess, 3 weeks in, and is just looking to frag out, just to kill as many people as he possibly can and move up that the kill ranking.
We have Genesis right now shooting at OUTcast Bravo, and Metaphor also north of them on the hill shooting at them as well. So right now OUTcast Bravo lost a member, pinned on both sides by 2 teams. Right now, let's go look at Team 24. BDE Elites getting into it with Brownie. Down goes, I'm not sure. I think that says Hated. Down goes Hated, finished off by Brownie. Where is the other members at? They are actually just taking off. Doesn't look like they're going to try to come avenge anyone in particular. Let's see if there's anything else going on, guys. I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see any real action going on. Handles might get pretty close to someone. Team 9.
Imagine if you're down south. There's nobody in Pachinki right now. I think this zone's going to push south because there's so much in the water up north. It's off the map north, and that's not really for Erangel. It's going to push down south, and so I would be setting up where Team 23 is. I'd be on the south side of the river right now. I think it's going to push that hard south. Let's see if I'm right. Oh, well,
that's kind of centered itself.
It centered itself, yeah.
Yeah. So right now, most teams are currently inside the zone. We still do have a few teams outside the zone, but for the most part, all these guys are in.
Well, the choice is what side of the river are you going on, Random? That's really what everyone's got to decide. Because it's going to push one side or the other, and getting over that bridge or over that river is going to be difficult if it pushes one way or the other.
We have Team 20, Phase 1 Delta, fighting with 187 right now. Mr. 13 has been knocked. I'll save the stream for the rest of his name.
That's you just call him Ginger. That's Ginger.
Ginger, okay.
That's what I call it. Just remember that. That's he just changes it for whatever reason. So I just call him Ginger.
For whatever reason, huh?
I don't know. We're going on 13 minutes to have 22 teams. We have to lose, 6 more teams before we can even start getting into positive to more than 2 points or 2 points for placement. So a lot of work's got to be done by these teams. A lot of killing before anyone's getting any real placement points.
Here we go. Glad I had turned off my camera. All right. At least my audio. At least I didn't forget to return on my microphone. That would have been bad. Let's go back over to Mena 4, where they're still currently trying to push towards OUTcast. Bravo, Exoration, and Mr. Bacon both finished off. Panda and Hectic, the only ones left for OUTcast. Bravo still in zone, so I don't expect much to go on right now, except for maybe potentially a push by Team 9 since they are closer. That's why I hate these compounds, in particular these right here, because of this hill where Team 9 is at. Greedy's trying to get a nade in there. Let's see if he can get... There you go. And unfortunately, even though it probably made it in there, would not have any effect anyways, as Panda's on the other side of the wall. Let's check the movement out. I do see... Hey, thank you for the follow. I see OUTcast Alpha on the move right now, trying to find their compound. And there we go. We got the push by Mena 4. Looks like they got a little tired of trying to waste their grenades to get those knocks. They wanted to get a little bit closer. Oh, no. What is that? And very nearly Hectic got knocked. Luckily, he realized what it was and was able to push back. Down goes Hectic. Panda now the only one left. Getting shot from the side. He's already taken a bunch of damage, and with the rest of Mena 4 pushing, it is going to be extremely difficult for him to survive. Down goes OUTcast Bravo, taken out by Mena 4. Very nice push. They were down 2 members. That was a good decision to push right there. Definitely don't want to have a team waiting right there next to you. And we have BDE pushing towards the Forgotten right now. Handles. Trying to get a knock, gets one knock, gets knocked himself. Here comes the rest of Team 24. They've already lost one from, I believe it was OUTcast Alpha that took out a member from Team 24. Here goes a low toss nade. Blade needs to try to, I don't know if Blade has any kind of nades or anything, but a nice nade over there. There you go. Down goes Itsuki. James now the only one standing for BDE, and it looks like the Forgotten takes down BDE. Down goes 2024. 4 kills, 3 points for the Forgotten, since I forgot that that it was Brownie that got that kill on them.
The Forgotten, I mean, they had a couple guys knocked, getting picked up. I mean, there was a chance for BDE to be successful there. They just couldn't put it together.
All right, we got some action going down with Team 20 and Team 19 now. Sirius has knocked Fish. Looks like Floop is the only one remaining for Team 9. Is this JJTC?
Yeah, Ginger Extension.
Okay.
JJTC.
I still can't. Okay, I'm gonna butcher that if I try it. So I'll just say JJTC. for the sake of not trying to sound like an idiot. And Blade, wait, what am I seeing here? Never mind. Down goes Blade. I thought Blade was Team 7, the Forgotten, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there we go. So he must have got a knock. That's what I seen. I seen the reverse. So he gets the knock on Vipes. We do have the Forgotten now versus Team Meeseeks. Definitely know not to push over there. They are gonna just take off. And down goes Floop. Down goes Team JJTC. 19th place early. We do have some action over here in Stallbird. Let's go check that out. 187 Murder gets the knock on Gunji. I think that's how you pronounce that. Where's that at? That's kind of a faraway knock. They've actually been fighting there for quite a bit. And down goes a member of Team 18, which I believe is Top Strikers. Rage has been knocked. Also some action going down with Ghost Melee Elite. I'd see some knocks in the kill feed. Zeus very nearly knocked. Very nearly does knock Chopper though. And still there is definitely some action going down with Ghost Melee Elite right now. Legend knocked still for Top Strikers. Down goes Zeus, getting knocked by Martinez as he flanked around. Ghost now trying to get the revive on his partner. If you can only see that he had to cancel. And the drop shot, down goes Top Strikers, finished off by Broham. And let's see if we can go catch the rest of Ghost Melee Elite's fight. No. A little too late. I was not able to capture both fights. Down goes Ghost Melee Elite. Finished off by Meeseeks. And in that time, the zone shifted too. So we're having... I'm thinking we're going to see a Yaz field. The south field.
Yeah,
finish.
I think you're right.
If not, I mean, I don't know. Because, I mean, if I want to be truly wicked and for the content, I kind of hope it ends in the Yasnaya Lake.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Down goes Lucifer for Team Hacks, finished off by Shred Tangerine. 3 members now, no, 2 members only now of Team Hacks. Sway and Devour kind of pinned between 2 different teams right now.
Devour is the person we're going to be talking to after this match, so we'll be able to talk to you about he pushed out Lucifer up to away from the compound a little ways, and obviously they're going to try to push up against these guys from T15.
And here comes a push. Oh, if that nade would have traveled just another meter forward, that would have definitely got the knock on Light. This is a very dangerous push by Devour and Sway. Especially
yes,
with
open field.
Open field with Team
on
Death Squad on the other side. Looks like they decided just to push back, which was a smart thing to do, considering they're one of the top teams right now. Not worth pushing that by yourself. We have about 4 teams right now inside this red. Team 15 no cover, and I'm kind of secretly hoping we see a red knock. And we do have 2 members of Team 4 just to their east of them on those compounds. So let's see if Smith gets a side on them.
Oh, it looks like did True just get knocked by the red zone? True Cash?
Nah, that's outside the red zone by Yasnaya. I would have, yeah, that would have been funny, but no, unfortunately, we're not. Oh, you know what it was? I hear an exploded. What is that? A buggy. So they were in a buggy.
Okay.
Malik and Cash. So right now, True Esports down just 2 players, as Malik gets some smoke, and so does Cash. Toss towards him.
And this Team 15, they're kind of stuck out in the field because they have the anti-sweat to the left of them. They have Hacks in front of them. And they have Team 23 in the compound to their right. So they're kind of surrounded with no place to go unless they push straight back into that compound to their direct like 155 south. They're going to be stuck kind of up on that hill for a while.
Maybe they'll get lucky and they won't have to move from there. We'll soon find out how this zone moves. And it's about to shift. And there we go. Look at that. Wow. Yasnaya field finish. Well, I mean, it could still shift anywhere from like to the east to the west, but it's looking more and more like this is going to end in the field. Right now, Team 4, it could end on them. They're in a good position. Although I will say right now, I would probably take this sniper tower in the middle of the field. That's probably where I would
gotta push that immediately.
Yeah, because once it ends there, that's almost a flat field, so there's no really rushing that to try to take that. And we do have 187 right now pushing towards Team Dream Killers. This is a 3v4 battle as Dream Killers have already lost 1 member. And Mena 4 just took down some members. Look at True Esports. They must have thought the exact same thing I thought and took that sniper tower. Unfortunately, lost a member in the process.
Well, smart guys think alike.
Yeah, you move a little. If you move too early, you get screwed. If you move too late, you get screwed. It's always about that just right. And Team 20 comes in as the Forgotten setup on the hill. BPJY, isn't that a member of OUTcast Alpha? Yeah, so he's been knocked. Looks like they're gonna be able to get the revive on him. Okay, my screen just inverted. GG's. Let's go back.
Jay White usually a guy that plays on the Bravo team, but because C-Dub has an issue with the Hurricane, is
Yeah.
unable to play tonight, so he's got called up to the A team.
There you go. Let's see. You got to impress. Time. This is your time to shine. Okay.
That's right.
This is
Exactly.
like, you know, when you get your star quarterback, he gets a sprained ankle. Bam. you get your backup, and you got to impress. Yes. So let's see. I've seen Jay White play though, so he's a solid player.
He's good. He's
sure.
a quality player.
Yeah. And the zone is moving in now, so all teams are or should be nearing zone. The way that OUTcast Alpha's pushing, they're gonna go through several teams. The Forgotten's already shooting at them, and they're gonna take this compound right here with half the members of Team Hacks only like 30 meters away from them to the east.
Plus they have Team 23 up there. What is that? That is Death Squad up on top of that hill. Trying to share that with Team 15, so it's very, very crowded up there.
In fact, we have Vampy getting really close. Down goes Vampy. As soon as we mention something, Vampy has been knocked. Snakes in the grass, Tangerine, and Light. Not sure if they can get the thirst. They're trying to. And down goes Mercy. Down goes Thug. Druggy now the only one left. That is 3 knocked by just 2 members of Team 15. Not only that, too, but they're actually being shot, I think, by Team Hacks and maybe even OUTcast Alpha right now. Here comes Light with the push, and there you go. That was a very nice squad wipe done by Team Luxurious, finishing off Team Death Squad, duo versus squad. And look at the zone shift again. So, unfortunately for True Esports, they have to move from that very nice sniper tower. There's actually no hard cover except for where the Woo's at. The Woo's been really quiet tonight. I think it's because no one went towards Jasnaya, so there was no one for them to kill. But that also means that they have all the loot in the world right now, so they have not had to waste it.
This is where they're gonna go off now. I mean, Trick. Let's see, Trick has 0 kills, so he's obviously not gonna appreciate that. So as soon as these teams start rolling in, I'm sure you're gonna see Trick, U-Turn, GMA Boy, and Johnny can go off because look at they've already set themselves up for rotation in there.
They got a nice spot
and U-turn kind of spread out a little bit.
Look at the rest of the teams. They're all towards the west side right now. All of them towards the west. That west side's about to get really crowded. And here we have 187 making their way into the zone. You gotta do it early. Go in early right now because the longer you wait, the more teams are gonna have to come through. And look at this dip right. So they have updated Orango, and this used to be all flat. I was saying earlier it's flat land, but no, I forgot they've updated. There's craters here now. There's busted vehicles in the way, so there's definitely not the empty field.
Like actually, over where 187 is, there's a whole little looks like a bomb.
Yeah, like a bomb crater. That's like the perfect dip for them because they could take some pop shots at people and then just go dip down below the crater and not worry about getting.
And if you can get into this little field up here where these all these personnel carriers are, these old ones, and go third, it goes low crawl, you can get yourself wedged up nice and tight in there. Maybe get yourself Nonosia and get yourself some position points.
Ooh, their car is smoking, and they're gonna go right towards Team 15 at 187.
And this look at
and he gets run over. No way! Down goes Tangerine. Down goes Team 15. Unfortunately for Devour, though, he has an entire 187. Jay White, no, what are you doing? F. Down goes OUTcast Alpha to the zone. Well, actually, it was Hacks was keeping them at bay for a bit, so they weren't able to move. And unfortunately for 187, the zone shifts away from them, and of course, 180 Team Woo at the inside the zone already. Trick just trying to get some kills right now. He's over here holding the edge. You know there's people fighting. He gets 1 kill already, getting another extra kill. He has quite a few people that he can actually take out and keep from getting into this zone right now.
Max Devoured is over there by himself, on the edge of the zone, trying to keep his making sure that 187 doesn't hear him as there's a little crawl up this little hill, trying to get as close to the zone as he possibly can. But 187 is literally just blocking his entry into zone.
Yeah, right now Murder's somewhat suspicious. I know he probably heard a vehicle, and he just saw someone. Some nades being tossed by Devour. And that one does tag him just a little bit. But now that they know he's right there, it's going to be very difficult. It's always very difficult for any one person. Well, he does have a buggy. I mean, his only other choice would be to try to full send it. Because right now, on foot, it's going to be very difficult. So that's probably what he's going to end up doing.
This is 6 zones. So he's got 5 seconds in the 6th zone. This is going to be spicy. He's going to have to make a decision.
Luckily for him, 187 as well decided to move out at the same time. But they're already looking for him. They're already expecting him.
Look at the Devour just go dead through the center. Doesn't care.
Dude, he has Wu next to him though. Behind him, down he goes. They were just waiting in the field right there for them.
I have to ask about that. I think Devour might be is a female, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. We'll have to find. We'll find out in about 10
down
minutes.
Down goes Anti-Sweat. So we're down to just 2 teams. 187 versus the Wu. The Wu.
Wow.
Right now, full
the top
squad.
Fragger versus the top scoring team.
Well, not only that, too. Some of the top 5 fraggers, other than Trick, are also in 187, right? So this is.
Yeah, 3 out of the top 5 are in 187.
Although I will say the Wu probably has a better position right now. They're already slightly in zone, and they're a little bit more elevated than the 187 will be. We'll see.
This is going to be a good battle, 3v4.
So wait, what's Game Boy doing? Or GMA Boy? He's going to go all the way around. No? He's going to try to get a different angle. That's what he's trying to do. Down goes down goes Ginger. I mean, if I was GMA Boy, you know, me, because I like to rush, I'd get on that buggy and just rush right in there. Let's see him do that. That's what he should do, especially after that knock. Just rush right in there and see if you can maybe even get run someone over. And down goes Trex. Ginger still knocked. He's going to get this very nice hill right here. And unfortunately, Murda. Down goes Murda. Down goes 187. The Wu takes the first win of the night. 7 kills. 5 kills for Trick. He went from 0 kills to 5 kills like within a span of 2 minutes.
Just for a heads up, the Wu won on Monday and they won on Wednesday. So the Wu is really coming on strong, winning the first match of Friday. So they can get some big points. They can
potentially move
up. I mean, the problem with the Wu is, Ben, they don't show up to enough matches and they take matches off. That's why they're down in 6th place right now. But they've been coming on like gangbusters recently, and like I said, currently in 6th place. And after winning Mondays and Wednesdays, the Wu with 7 kills. Trick had 0 kills. We pointed him out. Winning that circle ends up with 5. 187 only with 4 kills.
That's a low kill game for 187.
Oh, that's
for sure.
Exactly.
That's a low kill game.
The anti-sweat team in 3rd place with 5. Men of 4 A team with 10, 11 kills. The Forgotten still coming on strong. A team that was in 18th place, I think after the first 2 weeks, is now pushing themselves up to 7th place. Starting strong and keeping strong with 5th place, and with that, 8 kills go with it. Hacks with coming in 6th place with 6 kills. The True Esports in 7th with 1, and Meeseeks with only 3 players coming in 8th place, and OUTcast Alpha in 9th. But OUTcast Alpha did get 7, 8 kills. I know that we have a commercial to run, and while we're doing that and you're doing it, I will go and make sure we get our first interview in here.
I'll be playing those commercials right now. All right, and we're back. We're just waiting for the next round, guys. Let me go ahead and get into this round. In the
And
meantime,
as we get rid of this round, we are more than happy to invite in from Hacks. We have Devour. So how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
I am doing great. That is a deep voice.
we were just discussing
So
Devour. We weren't sure if you were a female or male, and I think you kind of clarified
yeah,
for
clarified
that
that
real quickly.
because we didn't want to make the wrong decision, but I think I'm going to presume now. So
welcome, man.
obviously that end of that last match, you were kind of you were and on Aaron Gall, you were kind of trapped over there on the side. You knew obviously you knew 187 was right there. Kind of walk us through your mindset when you were over there by yourself and you knew 187 was there, and then you just decided to full send on that buggy.
Oh, I didn't think it was 187. I just knew there was a team. So I was like, okay, I see a dude close to me right here once. I just chucked a nade and I just tried to get lucky. Because if I got that knock, I would have just gone into zone more easily instead of just waiting for all of them, just waiting to spread me. But since I didn't get the knock, I just waited for zone for a little bit. And then as soon as I went into zone, I tried to get out of my buggy, and then I just got killed by Wu right
You
after
had
that.
the Wu all laying down on the ground right there, like 10 meters from where you died, dude.
Yeah.
And you and before that, when you were in the compound, I think it was you and another one of your teammates, and you knew there's two players up there, up on the hill. You guys were really trying to utilize your grenades as much as possible to try to get a knock. It looked like you guys were going to try to get a knock with a grenade, then push from there. And when you couldn't really get that grenade knock, you decided to kind of stay back in the compound. What was your mindset in that when you were in that compound? It was a 2v2.
Yeah, well, I tried to get a knock so we can push up the hill so we can see like all around us, and then just like get their like loot, whatever. And then if we wiped them out, we could have taken the compound back. But since I didn't get no knock and we didn't have no much like ammo for anything, we just stayed back in the compound, just let them be for a little bit.
Now, obviously, you guys have been one of the top tier teams in these scrims for the scrim season, and if for those who haven't been watching since the beginning, everyone kind of slept on Hacks in the beginning, and you guys came out very very strong in the first 2 weeks, first place by doing very very well. But the last kind of week or so, you guys have kind of cooled off a little bit. I mean, last Friday you guys had last Friday you had a 8th place finish, and then on Wednesday you had 11th place finish, and then on Monday you guys had a 20th place finish. So it's obviously not the scores you guys I think have wanted. Plus, I know by watching, I do all the frag add-ups too. And in the beginning of the season, especially you were like really getting a lot of kills and doing very very well. But it seems like all the Hacks guys have not. I'm not saying gone bad, but just kind of come down to earth a little bit. So. What are you guys doing to kind of get back to that Hacks team that you guys were in the first 2 weeks?
Well, we had some players leave, and it just like kind of messed up our synergy. So we just try to find another player, like a couple more players to like bring that back up. But it hasn't really been working out. But we have this guy Rex now, and he fits in with us pretty well. And I hope he joins us because without him, like yesterday, we did really good in the scrims with him and our team. So
I mean, your team that I literally, and I was going through the stats. Is either gonna like you guys come in first place as much as you come in like 15th almost. You know what I mean? It's like a very like a little bit like very like almost bipolar in your scores. You guys can just dominate the field sometimes, but sometimes you guys can get like maybe if it's a bad rotation or a bad drop, can really kind of disappear.
yeah.
But I mean, you guys definitely have the frag, especially. I mean, like if you have a player like of your caliber, I think that's a very very good foundation. And with Sway, great foundational player. I'm not as like I said, I'm not as in the loop with Rex and Lucifer, but I know that you and Sway are both and then Sway I think is a very good player that every squad needs. That strong, always going to get a couple kills, 2-3 kills every match. Maybe doesn't frag out, but it's always just there, match after match after match, doing well, not making mistakes.
Yeah, with Sway, I don't really play with him that much, but just by the way he's moving and like with his comms and everything, like if we had like better positioning in zone, oh man, we'll be dominating everybody that tried to come for us. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, because I know that
Like,
you guys took a lot of heat in the beginning. Like, who the hell is Hacks? Why? Who? You know, you guys were just like clapping cheeks. The first 2 weeks it wasn't like one match. It was like 2 weeks consistently. And
yeah.
like I said, you had some issues. Excuse me, some player issues, and it's kind of synergy. But I mean, you guys have 3 weeks left. What do you guys? If it works out with Rex and he comes on, do you guys think that's gonna really help your synergy as you move forward in the last 3 weeks?
Oh yeah, it'll really help us a lot. Like me and Rex, uh, he has good communication, but Luis is a little fragger, but he
Mm-hmm.
just likes to, or Lucifer as we call him, he likes to get a little too excited and just like it doesn't work out for him. But he's a really good player. He just tends to get a
Mm-hmm.
little excited.
Yeah, I mean, I think every team has that. We have that
Yeah,
on our team too. Zozu on Misfire does that. He kind of gets excited, over rotates, and gets himself
yeah,
on an island. I think every team has that player that. But when they're on, they can frag out. But when they get a little too excited, they get out of position, and it can really screw it up as a squad level. But with
yeah.
that said, so where should we see? Where should we expect to see Hacks when this season's over?
He'll probably see us in the top 5, maybe the top 3, but
I like that. I
we're
like that.
hopefully trying to win this whole thing. So
I like that. I mean, you guys definitely have the ability. I mean, you guys have shown it. And you have the ability to withstand that pressure when the chat starts speaking up on you. You know, in Discord, who is this? Who are these guys? You know, who are they? Who do you think they are? You know, you're not 187. You're not Outcast Alpha. And you guys are like, you know what? We're just fragging out. Come take us. You know, and I really
yeah.
like that. I like that coolness and
Current
that
scores?
cockiness you guys had at the beginning of the season. So I'll let you get back in there. Good luck for the rest of
Yeah,
tonight
good luck, man. Good
and
luck.
for the rest
Good
of
luck
the
to Hacks.
season. You guys are one of the ones I know a lot of the viewers are rooting for because you guys are something fresh, something new. You know, that's not the same teams you see every. You know, they're always doing well. You guys are kind of a new team, at least to a lot of the viewers, and they like to always see new, fresh fraggers out there.
All right, thank you guys. Yeah, I'm trying to prove my point. Like I'm trying to get up in like the top 5 fragger list. Like yeah, I'm kind of late with hacks, but
But I mean,
just
you
say
started, you were killing it early. I mean,
yeah.
you were. Hey, I'll do you hit your number 9 right now, my guy.
Oh word. Oh,
There you
You're
go.
cause
number 9, and you're only 5 out of you're only 5 away from 6th place.
There you go.
yeah, I can easily do that. Yeah,
So
that's
there you
so
go.
easy.
Some
So
motivation for the next 3
that's
rounds,
a little
man.
motivation for you. But you're in
Yeah.
9th place. You're very close to the top 6.
All right.
Good luck, man.
Well,
Good luck. We're about to start
all
this
right.
next round.
All right. Thank you guys.
And there we go, random. We got
Oof,
and like
right on time.
he was already in there. I checked
Yeah,
to make sure he
that's
was in
good.
there. But
That's good.
and as we talked about earlier, you know, players looking for those individual goals plus those team goals. You know, we kind of talked about both. You know, trying to get that synergy. They lost the player early. You know, and try to build that synergy back up, try to do well as a team, get a top 5, top 3 finish. Plus, he still wants to get that frag award,
There you go.
know,
That's
himself.
good
And
goals
he's
that
right
he
in there.
has.
Like I said,
Yeah.
he's in 9th place. And he could definitely, if he has a strong couple matches, could definitely get up there into that. Because everyone should that number 4 spot. The number 4 spot's where that all-star team is. And that's when you get your name kind of like in lights. That you're one of the top 4 players out of, like we said, already
300,
371 individuals. So if you're a top 1 there, you're pretty much the king or queen of tier 3 scrims.
All right, so I've been having the scores up for the last 30 seconds to a minute.
30 minutes.
Right?
I'm sorry.
No, that would have been like the entire Arango round, but whatever. The Wu right now, obviously winning the first round, coming in first place, 37 total points, 7 kills. Surprisingly, though, it wasn't 187 Black that came in second. It was Men of 4. Reason being, they had 11 kills versus 187 Black only having four kills. So Men of 4, 27 kills. 27 points, 11 kills. 187 Black, third place, 26 points, 4 kills. And Anti-Sweat, fourth place, 24 points, 5 kills. And the Forgotten, 22 points, 8 kills. And those are the top 5 teams currently right now. After the first round, which I was a little surprised to not see 187 second place. Didn't realize that Men of 4 had 11 kills at the time.
And what's also I think surprising about that is
usually
in these first matches you see kind of a team come out of nowhere in that first Erangel match, you know, and just frag out. And why is this team in the top 5? And then this Miramar matches were kind of like the teams we know kind of even it out. This is the pros map. But we have all the teams we in here, teams we've seen before that have been here for a minute. I guess Anti-Sweat is the newest team. They're just like a B team for Dream Killers. Just so they can get more of their players in there. So, but the Who, Men of 4, 187, and the Threat have all been here for this entire season, plus before that. So, all those guys, all those teams except for Anti-Sweat are all currently in the top 10 in the overall power rankings.
Sorry, I was a little laughing right there. I decided to follow Team 12 down to the ground. And Fredo right now is currently doing the T-pose. It's very funny. All right, so it was an okay flight path. Could have gone a little bit further down south, but definitely not the worst flight path I've seen on Miramar. I've seen some really ugly flight paths. Some are like all the way down south, which could be really, really bad for these teams. But a lot of separation early on. Quite a few teams inside of San Martin. I do see Misfire split looting, Hacks split looting as well. Let's see, we have 2 teams inside of Pickford's favorite spot, El Zahar. We have 1 team, the Forgotten inside of Cruz, that's about it, so it should be fine. In fact, down goes Legend, already early getting knocked by Team 4. I hear a crossbow being loaded up. Oh! The crossbow across the way. Wow. I hear a crossbow being loaded up, and then bam. Luckily for Zero, it just barely happened. Team top strikers extremely separate right now, so they should not be able to push, especially with their members down. But that was a very, very nice crossbow, especially because I heard it. He primed it. Right,
and you've seen as a crossbow, it gets the crowd going.
Yeah, and I already see a flare being called in. Let's see what direction is that? That is that 187 that called it? They're the only ones in that general direction. Let's see.
And if you look at, if you saw in the previous match, 187 really pushed out and rotated on their own, or looted on their own. This time, a lot tighter in Monte Nuevo, looting as a group.
They have it all to themselves too. Now, obviously, they're getting in a flare right now, so they're about to have at least a couple of flare weapons, maybe even an A-dub in there. That's definitely the weapon to get in Miramar. And right now, I see some action going down between True Esports and Team Genesis. Looks like True Esports has gotten themselves in a bit of a trouble. Laya has been knocked really far. Oh, never mind. Down goes Wiz. So, member from Genesis knocked, unfortunately not enough to prevent Elia from getting thirsted. Let's see if they're gonna want a little bit of revenge for that thirst, or are they gonna just leave from here? 2 teams inside of Picado. Thank you guys for the follows.
And although it wasn't the world's best play path, it's a very generous second circle. So a lot of teams should be able to get in there without too much issue.
Yeah, most teams are already in zone. Los Leones has 2 teams in there. Chuma set up barely just getting DK Fredo going in there. And let's see what landed for 187. What kind of guns are they getting? A-dub and an AUG. Very nice. Too bad there's not an 8X in there. That would have been the perfect weapon. Perfect scope to go with an A-dub. Let's go back to Al-Azhar.
I thought the best crate weapon was when you get, like, was it the DBS in that? Is that your favorite?
Heck no. I'm so glad they took out that DBS from the crate. That was never worth the crate weapon, okay? I'm sorry.
I'll tell you, if you know Random, you know his opinion on the shotgun. In this game, and he's not a fan.
I'm not a fan of shotguns at all in this game. Never have been, probably never will be. You know what? I don't know. I do like that new shotgun on Levic. Yeah, that's a nice shotgun. It's always sad when they introduce decent weapons like that, but they make them map exclusive. So
I never was a big fan of that. I think it should just be all weapons and all maps.
I feel
That's
like
my opinion.
there should at least be one map where all weapons are accessible, and I feel like since Erangel is the map that's like the map for comp and everything else, they should definitely be Erangel. Erangel should have every single kind of gun there is, and then do whatever they want to do with all the other maps. But damn, that would be adding like a solid 4 or 5 guns to the map.
I mean, the only thing I can really say is like maybe the Winchester can stand mirror because it is kind of like a Wild West.
Yeah, the I mean, but let's be honest. Who really uses the Winchester unless you absolutely have to? That's a gun you pick up if you have to pick it up, right? Usually.
What I do is I use that kind of like because when I play, I give up the scopes to all the better players, so I usually end up with the Winchester or the VSS.
I think we just had a squad wiped. Yes, anti-sweat wiped early.
Wow, the team that was came
Trick
in
knocked right now. Let's go check this out. Luckily for them, this is a fight between the apartments, the 4 stacks, and the casino, or not the casino. I'm sorry, the arena. And wait, they just got another knock on GMA Boy. This might be a situation where they decide to push. GMA Boy, unfortunately, outside of the arena, does get thirsted. So now this is turned into a 4v3. Druggy going off to the flank.
And this is what happens when you have a team like Team 23, a team that this guy, a team you've only seen once or twice in these scrims. So you don't really have a MO on them. And
Jonica getting knocked. Unfortunately, Trick was about to maybe even get a knock on Druggy. He had sights on Druggy.
Vampy, Thug, and Druggy all pushing it. Mercy keeping Overwatch. Oh, but Mercy's joining the fight too. They're all going in.
Trick probably gonna get a knock right here. No, does not. And this is just allowed the rest of these guys.
How did Trick even get up there?
The door.
Oh, okay, yes.
Thug has been knocked by U-turn. And down goes U-turn, getting knocked by Vampy. That means that Jonica, Druggy knocked as well. Trick forced to jump down, provide a little bit more backup.
Jonica knocked, yes.
And down goes Mercy, getting knocked by Trick. Vampy trying to get the revive on Thug. Does get the revive on Thug. Got to be very careful with Trick down there.
This is how dangerous Trick is. Just running around with this SMG doing damage.
Thirst for thirst. That's probably what Vampy's thinking right then and there.
Only one
No, don't go for the revive. No! You cannot go on the revive right there. Unfortunately, down goes.
Like Trick.
Yeah.
I was live in that building. You gotta be. I mean, Trick the only one left for Woo, but Trick comes out of it with what?
And just like that, Picado's empty except for Trick. Yeah, Trick with 4 kills. He got the whole squad. Although it did cost his whole squad. It costed his whole squad to kill the whole squad. So
that is literally like that CQC. And that hipfire action is what Trick is so
and then
good
it being FPP, it just forces you to be more aggressive a little bit, and Trick has always been aggressive. He's an aggressive kind of player, so this is like kind of his thing right here. Unfortunately though, losing his entire squad in the process. Let's go check out Team 20 as they're pushing towards what is this? I believe this is
I mean, so now we're what 10 minutes in. The team that came in 4th place is currently out, and the team that came in 1st place right now down to 1 member.
That's not a good spot to stop your car. Wow, down goes Nave. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce that. But they do got a knock. That was not a good place to stop your vehicle. Definitely stop on the other side next time you can. Get the revive. And now to get that vehicle. They do have the bus, but... Oh, and down goes Kocho getting knocked. Letting him know you cannot peek with, I believe that was Deimos right now with it. Only a 2x too. Oh, no, never mind. That's a 6x. Trying to currently... It looked like a 2x for some reason to me until he zoomed in. And Cash is now pushing. Twists has been knocked. So now Cash, unfortunately... Wow. And down goes Twists.
Wow.
I think he got... He could not get beyond there because of the car.
I
He
mean,
could not
Twist
get
currently
inside.
third on the all frag team. Oh, it looks like Outcast is gonna
What am
run
I
right
seeing
into
up here?
misfire.
Ah, okay. Outcast right into misfire. Oh yeah, because we do have a drop coming in. Looks like Outcast is thinking we want some crate weapons. Let's go
No,
steal
but
theirs.
they
Oh,
drove past, but they
they.
are kind of making a turnaround. Little.
It's like
That's what Outcast is so good at. Kind of they drive past. I think they left, and they just drive up under top of a mountain or something. We saw him. I think it was on Wednesday. Literally drove, found some like uh, glitch, and was able to drive up the vehicle up the side of a mountain to the top of this mountain. It was just killing everybody from up there.
A-Dub and an Og. I'm pretty sure Goldie would love that A-Dub right now. You know, Goldie's very proficient
Goldie
with the
is
sniper.
the
He's the sniper, yes. And with an A-Dub in his hands, anything's possible. Let's go. Down goes Cash. So at one point in time, True Esports was being very dominant against Team 20, but the tables have turned. And now Deimos is now the only one left. This is an easy push, especially if you got killed. If it's the same team that killed the same team, your teammates, you should know there's only one person here. You push for the easy extra point. But they're not right now, so we'll see. We do have 187 just north of them as well, so they got to be a little bit careful with that.
About to say, obviously, in that crate, there was a A-Dub. There is an A-Dub. It seems like no one's grabbed it from misfire. Maybe they're talking about who should take it. Obviously, I would probably put that in Artemis'
Someone
hands.
took it.
He's
Someone
quite
took
good.
it already.
All right, good.
Let's see who got it.
If they left that in there, that would be.
That'll be blasphemy. You can't leave an A-Dub.
I mean, we might have to
Miramar.
kick some people off the
Sandhawk,
team
yes. You know, I've seen people leave A-Dubs in Sandhawk because, you know, it's a smaller stage. It's a lot of hills. But, I mean, sniper round, A-Dub is definitely the king of snipers in Miramar. They did take it. I don't know who took it, though. It's not Artemis.
Yeah, Vulcan's got it.
Vulcan's got it? Okay. Dark J has been knocked for Meta 4 Bravo, getting knocked by Bottom from Broham. Greedy has been knocked. Down goes Cano. It looks like Alma Mont now the only one left. Let's see if Alma Mont can get there before Broham decides to push. Greedy, thirsted. That's actually going out somewhere else as well. Alma Mont just gets the knock on Chopper. This is actually the perfect opportunity for Alma Mont to be able to get the revives. Martinez was pushing. And still kind of holding the edge right there. Gets the thirst on Dark J. And unfortunately, Team 15 comes in from the side. Alma Mont now no longer is going to be able to revive Cano unless Alma Mont has another nade. I mean, another smoke for cover. And down goes Cano. Alma Mont smoking his or herself out. And being surrounded right now by Team 15 and Team Broham. So, Luxurious, Broham, and the remaining member of Metaphor Bravo. Down goes Alma Mont, finished off by Tangerine from Team Luxurious. Now we have Broham versus... No, never mind. Broham looks like they're going to just take off. Or try to take off. Martinez is maybe potentially about to get blown up. Down goes Martin. Down goes Ballistics. And the spin out. You got to get out of that vehicle. Get out, get out.
Oh, whoever drove that just cost them dearly.
That it was unfortunately, yeah, this spun out. I'm not sure if maybe a tire was popped that caused it to spin out. No, I don't think so. Couldn't handle the power of the Murado. I think that's what it... No, there is a tire pop. So they popped the tire as they were going full speed, which caused the spin out, unfortunately. Okay. Always very dangerous. Down goes Chopper, finished off by Tangerine. So Tangerine...
No, Bottom stuck by himself.
Bottom is by himself. Bottom. We haven't even discussed the zone, but I mean, the zone hasn't been doing anything too crazy. It's been pretty
It's
much
been
shifting center.
very
Yeah,
moderate.
very center.
Just constantly coding more center, allowing all these teams that they're already in. And just like last time, where Trick was able to kind of stay in Yasnaya because of the zone. Now he's stays in Picado. No one's even going into Picado right now. He's been there the whole time, just doing his own thing.
I mean, just judging from the zone, it's been kind of going almost centered every round, every shift. Right now, Picado is center of this zone, so he might not have to move from here. He could potentially stay here.
That'd be great, especially Trick's kind of guy that if you roll up to him, jump into a building and he's in there, he can easily knock two of your players in with one clip, and then a 2v1 is nowhere near out of his range of abilities.
Oh, we got another flare called. Let's see. I must have called in by the Forgotten.
Are you a fan of using flares in comp matches or against it?
I mean, I'm fine with it either way. It doesn't really matter to me. It's all about that. I mean, this game has always been about RNG, right? So you're either lucky and you find one, or you're lucky and you don't. I say until PUBG Mobile gives us the ability to remove the flares in game ourselves, then we can kind of decide. But I don't know. Before I stopped casting scrims, there was scrims where there was no flares allowed, and then of course
like
scrims
SP,
were
that's one of their because they kind of took from that ESL PMCO kind of ruling where they don't allow them. So that was where they're coming from. But I mean, I've heard I believe I hear the arguments on both sides, and both sides kind of make sense to me. So it's not like I think it's a very easy decision to make.
I guess it's just pretty much to the people running, the people running the scrims or not. I mean, there's only going to be a few teams that find flares for one, and also it is very dangerous calling in a flare. You got those teams that want those.
I know that when I played with Misfire,
Oh wow! Look at the zone shift, dude. Whoa. That shifted all the way northeast. So Trick still in zone technically, but he probably will have to move unless the zone shifts again wildly. But look at this right now, Pickford. Look how many teams on the west side of this map they're gonna have to travel into the zone right now. That's a huge shift.
Because now, if you look at, there's only really the 3 roads to Picado. Because if you look around there, it's all cutting through valleys in that area. So you're gonna have to use one of those 3 roads into Picado, or go south and rotate around, or go north up to the main road and through Power Grid to get in there. Because, like I said, because of the mountainous region, so there's could be some issues with other these teams as they push into Picado.
Yeah, there's not Picado. I mean, Miramar obviously not the best place to go driving in. Trust me, I've gotten multiple cars stuck in the same damn classic round in Miramar. So yeah, driving around in Miramar definitely is an art form, and let's just say I'm a crappy artist when it comes to that on Miramar. Right now we do have Top Strikers versus the Forgotten right at the very edge of the northern part of the new zone. Team 7 with the compound. They have exchanged a knock, but he has been revived. Let's take a look at the teams coming in. We have OUTcast Alpha making their way towards Picado. Team 12 coming in south from Los Leones. 187 as well. Although I want to say it looks like they're going to kind of take this wide east route, which is actually a good move right now. There is literally no one on this east side of this map, although there's not a whole lot to take there. But if I was a team trying to hold an edge, I would definitely be taking that La Bendita, the Minas Generales, because it's a nice little hill. There's not a whole lot of real estate to the east of it, so you can chill there without pretty much worrying about if there's teams going to be coming in from your east side. Right now we have Team 19, JJTC driving past, the surviving member of True Esports, although he probably won't be taking any shots seeing how he is the last one. Look at the build up towards the south end. We have Team 12, Dream Killers, we have BDE Elite, and we have Luxurious as well. On the bottom, Bonnie taking some shots by Team Dream Killers. Clouds gets knocked by Devour, the one we just interviewed too, getting some knocks with an M24 Where is Team Hacks at, by the way? Team Hacks was Team 17 up there. That's an actually nice position that Team Hacks has right now.
This Freddy just rolled right up on the Team 20.
Artemis has been knocked. Down goes Ace GG. Looks like we're having Team 20 versus Team 5. Down goes Nave.
2v2.
Artemis gets revived. Vulcan goes down. Dab's the only one left. If Dabs can somehow heal off a little bit before he pushes. The good thing about FPP, down he goes. People can't TPP peek in FPP, obviously. Down goes Misfire, taken out by Team 20 Phase 1 Delta. As the zone pushes in, let's go to Dream Killers. They're being surrounded right now by Team Luxurious, with at least a member of Team 19 JJTC coming in from behind. Fredo very nearly getting, look, he gets knocked right there next to Deep as he pushes forward. Down goes Deep for Team Luxurious. Fredo very nearly knocked. Zone shifted. Look at this again, shifting all the way to the south. So we see, that's PUBG logic right there, man. They got us used to a nice, you know, always center zone shift, and then the last two just wild, all the way northeast and all the way south.
Have to move.
And Trick still does not have to move. Wow, very nice. I didn't even notice that Picado is still in zone for Trick. Very lucky. We have 187 pushing Genesis. Zebra. Mr. Zebra has been knocked by Wiz. Ginger as well knocked. Wiz now has been knocked. This is a 2v3 situation with Pro DJ kind of chilling in the back, trying to get some shots with his AW.
The AWM, yeah.
And unfortunately, though, I think Team 15 as well is taking shots at 187. If 187 goes down early right now, this is going to be a bad thing for their ranking, because they did get third place the last round. Oof, this is probably not a smart move to stop right there. Luckily right now for Pro DJ, they're kind of concentrated on 10 HP, but they do got to worry about him. The moment he takes one shot, though. Oh, never mind. He's been spotted by Gizmo from the Forgotten. And here comes the Forgotten now. So we have 3 teams all the way north, the northeast side of this new zone. And unfortunately for 187 Pro DJ, the only surviving member, he's like pinched between 3 different teams. This is not a good spot for him to be in, obviously. Not something he thought was going to happen to him right now. Everyone just kind of coalescing on this northern edge. And they know he's there. They're trying to get some nades tossed there. Unfortunately, that nade would have probably made it, but bounced back instead of bouncing forwards. This zone is, I mean,
a lot of room in the zone, just in the south. These teams move in.
Yeah, nobody.
Compounds, but a lot of room.
I mean, I don't know. There's 19 teams. That's 47 players. That the zone is really small. We're about to get to the 5th zone. There's an unusually high number of people still left alive right now.
25 minutes in, and we still got to lose 2 more teams.
And there you go, 5th zone. And look at another wild chip.
White just blew up his own teammate.
Down goes 187, coming in 18th place with
that's obviously have a huge effect.
0
on the
kills.
results.
That is 1 point for the entire match, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah, you are right, sir. And that's 2 teams down the top 5 getting 1 point in the second match.
So this zone, it keeps going far north, south, then far southwest, and then now he finally has to move. And look at, we actually have the 2 solos from True Esports and from Wu right next to each other in Picado. In fact, is that another solo? It's like all the solos decided to coalesce inside Picado because we do have BBC from Mena 4 inside of Picado as well.
It looks like Fish from Misfire or from JJTC is gonna go over and join them.
Is it like a solo? Yeah, the singles club right there.
It's like the old AIM chats. Well, kids don't know about that anymore. You used to chat on AIM at AOL in your teens.
Wow, look at the teams over here at South. So we have the Forgotten right now pushing towards Team 14 Genesis. Bukabra has been knocked. Down goes Cal. Wiz knocked for the opposite team. Gaming knocked. It looks like Nolly's the only one surviving right now for Team Genesis. Gizmo, they're about to revive their entire squad. Gaming he's still revivable, but here comes Gizmo and Bukabra. They have health. They're gonna push this. Gaming, unfortunately.
I mean, if they're not going to push them, if they're not going to do anything, I mean, there's only 2 of them, but they had quite the opportunity.
Not only that too, but look at the zone shifting right now. Fifth zone, fighting in the fifth zone is very dangerous right now.
Random, how many times have we seen 2 teams battling on the edge of the fifth zone? One team wins, and then the other team just dies.
Dude, too many times. Like at least once every event, I swear.
Yeah,
one team will kill the other team, and then
the Forgotten will win this, and then get killed by the zone.
No, it looks like they're gonna.
This is the close zone.
This is the close zone. So. Yeah, normally it's like when they're on the fat side of the zone is when it happens, but no, they're in the close side of the zone, and they already are mowing right through the remaining members of Team Genesis. And there you go. They don't have to spend any more time here. They do have to worry about their immediate south though, as Team 12 Dream Killers have sights down there. Trick somehow able to get in zone or slightly
camping
get killed by the other solo, and then there you go, killed by yet another solo. So the solos just be taking each other out right now, man. That's very unfortunate for
it's like Friday night at the bar. All the solos is taking each other out.
Yeah. So the zone shift again. Look, another crazy little shift all the way wide to this time to the northwest. Although this shift is not as dramatic as the last one, because the zone, the real estate, the land is starting to get less and less.
And who's looking for these points? We have OUTcast Alpha, 10 HP. We're gonna be talking to 10 HP right after this.
Dream Killers right now, 12 kills.
Dream Killers, yeah.
12 kills for Dream Killers. The Forgotten 5.
A team that's currently in second place overall. So obviously they get points with 187. Although they were in third place, they're gonna fall way out of third place. So there's an opportunity. Like we said, 187 has kind of fallen off over the past week or so. And by falling off to be 4th, 5th, 6th place finishes, we said not one team has been able to consistently play well to score a lot of points to catch up to them.
Well, definitely
10 HP.
Trick being able to survive, at least getting to the top 10, that should help lessen the blow if they would have went out in the very beginning of the of the round. So
even OUTcast Alpha team normally doesn't get a lot of kills. This is already has 17 kills already, trying to build on that.
13 kills right now for Dream Killers. What the heck has been knocked. Down goes Fredo. Gold. Very nearly. Down goes Brownie.
Only Gold left.
Getting pushed by 2 right now. This is
Junie and Giuliani.
Was unfortunately not. Oh, it gets a knock.
Can Gold clutch this?
No. If Gold would have had the health. If Gold would have had the health, probably would have clutched that. So we're down to just 2 teams. Mommy iOS kind of keeping Team 20. It's a 4v2 right now. The moment the others get revived, and these guys.
We saw how close of a battle that was. But now Dream Killers able to pick up all their members still at 4 strong. It could have easily been a squad wipe for OUTcast Alpha, but it goes the other way, and now it looks like it was an easy roll for Dream Killers because they have all their members still up.
Yeah, and fortunately for Team 20, that Shaq is not in zone. And
no.
Down goes Down goes Mommy iOS. Wait, there's a little bit of breath of life for Team 20. This almost impossible uh, task became slightly more possible,
I mean, Dream
although
kills
they're not in
with
zone.
19 kills. Mommy was 6 by himself. So these guys are fragging out.
And of course, as always, the zone always decides everything, and this zone's about to push towards Team 20. Phase 1 Delta. Down goes Coach Owen, and unfortunately
Now
for
here comes
Alex,
the push. Now there's only one left. Alex.
They all know where he's gonna push from.
Yeah, looks like he's
down he goes.
There's nothing. There's no shame in that. You know, a quality team like Dream Killers comes in there with their 21 kills.
21 kills for Dream Killers.
With 6. Judy. I mean, that's just. I mean, I have the
Phase
power
1 Delta
or
coming in
the,
second with 6
the kills. So just on that, you have
and OUTcast
Judy
coming in third with 8 kills as well.
Judy with 8 kills. Judy already in 6th place with 68 kills already. So obviously adding to that. So congratulations to Judy. And a team we don't see as much. This team with a team 20 coming in second. Who was that? Yeah, Phase 1 Delta. OUTcast Alpha. That's doing what OUTcast Alpha does. Getting some kills, but getting those placement points. Match after match after match. The Forgotten do the same thing. Out of OUTcast's page. But 8 kills, but the placement points. 10 HP, a team we're going to talk to in between matches 3 and 4. The Embassy, a team we haven't talked to that much, in 6th place. And then Hacks, a team we just did talk to, gets 7th place, but without any kills. Is that really 7th place, or is that more like a 9th place finish based on how some of the other teams have done
very easily
behind them?
An 8th place finish with a few kills would already give him more points than 7th place finish with none.
So since C-Dub, unfortunately, he lives in the Gulf Coast area and is out because of the Hurricanes lost power. Is able to make it, so it's gonna be myself and Random. And I know that there's a certain event tomorrow evening that you're doing that is very special in my heart. I've signed up for it. It's called the Pickford race. And, like, what is that?
So obviously named after the great man himself, Pickford. He's the one that gave me the idea, showed me the route or the basic of it. Basically, we start near Zarki, you know, and then you line up at a certain spot with any kind of vehicle minus a motorcycle, obviously in Erangel. And then your one and only goal is to get from over there at the start position into that building that's at the very top of the mountain near Novo Crates. That
Moon
huge
Tower,
mountain. Yeah, so that Moon Tower, yeah. So that is the one and only goal, is to get from point A to point B, however which way you can get there. But the catch is, though, we have shooters along the bridges, and you pretty much are forced to take bridges. Yeah.
If you say to yourself, I'm a terrible driver, they're all gonna pass me up, I'm gonna be so far behind, that's good. Let me tell you, because the guys that hit that bridge first, I'll tell you, the drivers, the shooters he's gonna have his wife, Random Wifey, he's gonna have Lady, probably who else?
Oscar and Veggie Man, yeah.
Maybe a Veggie Man. These guys are a bunch of bloodthirsty jerks. All right, they're gonna go.
They're gonna lay down in full spray.
Random, if Random is the one guy who'll kind of like take an Uzi and spray in your general direction, let me tell you, Random Wifey, she'll have a DP-28 4X and snipe you out of your vehicle. How do I know that? Because it's happened to me at least 4 times. I either get killed by Random's wife or Lady AD every single time, and although I love it, it's a great time. Sometimes it's a good idea to be the 7th, 8th, 9th person across it, because when they're reloading is when you can kind of get through there, get out of there.
We can't let the first guy across the bridge win. We just can't. Like,
so,
I warn people too.
Sometimes you crash a little bit. You're like, oh no, I'm not gonna make it. Keep racing. Don't stop racing until Random says to stop, because
we're not letting the first guy pass by to win, trust me. So if you want to be the first one, you'll be the first one to die on the bridge.
And here's a hint. Do not, I don't care what happens. I don't care if monsters come into the game. I don't care if the game turns into a zombie attack. Until random throws a grenade and it blows up, don't start.
Yeah, because that's kind of cheating right there. It's
Because
been
you'll
really
see it.
tough.
Someone will
Yeah.
just, a lot of times this will start, and it is a great time. Random puts on a great event. It's so much fun. But there's always there's gonna be like one or two guys that either shows up with guns and shoots everybody or tries to do some shenanigans. It ruins for everybody. But when it goes off without a hitch, man, it is so much fun. What bridge you're gonna take? How you gonna get there?
Yeah, because
You know,
I've only put one person on the far by the Ferry Pier Bridge, and I put like 2 or 3 on the one by Novo. So it is very, you gotta kind of pick your poison. Do you want to take the longer route, but it's also safer with only one shooter, or do you want to take the closer route, but then you have 3 shooters you have to deal with? So
and is
yeah.
that part of your standard random 12 hours extravaganza, or are we doing something different, or are you still having your 12
No,
hours this weekend?
it's the 12-hour stream this weekend.
Oh
So
man,
I'm just gonna add it.
it's like I
I'm just
tell
gonna
you
add it
what,
to
it's
it.
like when I was a kid, you used to watch Saturday morning cartoons, and you could go like watch a cartoon, go eat some breakfast, play with your friends, with cartoons all day long.
Yeah.
I tell you, it's the same way with random. You get up, you do some morning, you stuff with your family in the morning. I live East Coast, so it's 3 hours later for me. But I do some work in the morning, get some stuff done, and then I just show up every couple hours, play a couple games, go do something else, show up, BS with random, have some fun, leave, and it's a great Saturday afternoon to do. Show up, play some games with his cavalcade of characters. You'll see them all. It's the same, like, guys like, I mean, it's like Trooper. Who else? Lexi. I'm just trying to think of all the guys off the top of my head. Myself.
There's
Guys,
a lot of regulars
you'll see a lot
there,
of,
yeah. So
a
you'll
lot
get
of the regulars, they all have unique personalities, and I'll tell you what, if you are a look at something like maybe like if you have a little brother, it is random really works hard to keep that as family safe and friendly as possible. Obviously there's jerks, but I know that random really works hard. He's even told me I've gotten a little risque sometimes. He told me to kind of calm it down.
Wait,
So I know that
I
he
have?
works really hard.
How do you call that?
The one time where I said that Lady AD took a crap in the back of my car.
Well,
And
that's...
I'm not complaining. I'm like, hey, I'm like, because that's what you set the rules. You're like saying, hey, I want this. I want something my son can watch that that I'm proud of, and so there's not a lot of good PUBG mobile content that's not toxic AF out there. So show up, and it's a good time that I've had. Plus, and I've said this before a million times, the most generous man in PUBG Mobile gives out hundreds and hundreds of dollars every month out of his own pocket in UC, in cash. He does like all these little custom matches over and over and over again, all different kinds. Melee, excuse me, sniper, just normal matches, normal arcade matches. They all have different, monetary values based on what randoms do. Plus, he has gift card giveaways every so often throughout the stream. So I said he's super generous. I've seen people come out of there routinely, not like out of it, but I see people there all day playing all the matches. They'll come out there with $25. One person, just because they've been there all 10 hours or 11 hours, 12 hours, play a bunch of matches. You just end up winning some. You can win yourself a little bit of money, So, and plus it's a great time. So, if you're looking for something to do on Saturday, hit up Random, especially at Trovo. He's killing it over there, getting those big hours, staying in the top 100. One of the big boys over there in Trovo. So, and I'll be there tomorrow. So if you want to kill Pickford, show up. I'll be there getting killed. And especially if you want to sign up for the Pickford race, go over to this Discord. It's right there in this Discord under, I think it's Pickford race. Sign up there. It's real simple. Just put in your Discord name. You're signed up, and it's a really fun time.
And that starts at 6 o'clock Pacific time for any. And it's a sign up because it's kind of very specific places you gotta start at and go, which is why I don't like doing it midstream. Kind of just starting it up. Because it gets a little more difficult. So if you guys want to sign up for that, it's open sign up.
And if you sign up for it, just look right above it. All the rules are right there. It's super simple how to figure it out. But just read the rules. You don't want to be the one person.
If you're asking, you don't want to be that one person to ask where do you start, where's the start line, and be like,
Can I drive a motorcycle? Do we need guns?
Yeah. Do I invite my teammate because I noticed it was a duos instead of
It's
a
a duos.
solo.
So what? So speaking of, when is the next? When are you gonna be like maybe short of hours and you do like a 24 to 36 hour stream?
Oh, I ain't doing another 24 hours stream anytime soon.
Dude, that was kudos to you, my guy. That was a long one.
I started at 10 o'clock at night Friday, and then I got off at 10 o'clock at night Saturday. So yeah.
Put it this way, I watched 3 hours and 45 minutes, and I was tired.
Yeah.
And I slept for 8 hours.
I slept for. You want to know how many hours I slept?
Zero. But I'll tell you what, if you're from Random's stream and you're watching this right now, things are happening tonight, and maybe I might come onto this chat tomorrow and start asking some trivia questions for some subs. You know,
I think I've seen some people on my stream saying they were gonna come watch just in case. So.
You know, maybe last week it happened. You
Hey,
know, I might have said.
People that are subbed on my Trovo, they get an extra chance. They get extra giveaway chances of just sub only giveaways. So you get extra chances.
Bunch
It makes
of
a difference,
weirdos. Bunch of weirdos will just show up into your chat and start giving out subs based on weird trivia questions. Like I said, maybe there was 371 individuals that have played so far. Maybe there's been 60 teams that have played so far. You know, maybe these are things you might wanna
start writing
remember.
down.
Maybe write them down. You know.
Make a little mental note on there.
Take a little note.
Yeah. All right, so we should be starting this very soon. Let me get to my cheat sheet.
And
I know most of these teams.
Random.
I'm
What
only
is
not
Misfire's second team called?
JJTC.
That's right. That's right. Jinjin Stinchin. That might be a question too.
I'm about to say Misfire Bravo because I couldn't say it the other way.
If you said that, you would not get a free sub. You would not.
All right, so we only have two teams. Speaking about JJTC, they're the one of the teams that are missing a player, and also Team 15, which is a little weird because they've had 4 full players.
I'll tell you why. Because Fatboy, his phone is he got a software update and it's not working. So he's trying to fix that. So they had to take a player from the B team, which was Dabs, and bring him up to the Misfire team. So that is why that second team is only running with 3 players. We just went into the room.
No, I accidentally did something stupid. I pressed. Wow. Hopefully this didn't. I have the OUTcast stuff set differently, and I'm not even sure if it's still streaming. No, it's still live. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I have an Elgato Stream Deck, and I have it set up for this. And if I press a certain button, it actually changes my whole profile, and I just did that on accident. So. Anyways, here we go. It looks like it doesn't look like my stream finished. It didn't crash on the other side, so that's a good thing.
And now, 94 players on Sandhawk.
It's gonna be.
So I'll tell you right now, if I'm a player and I get my team in zone and in like Titan zone, I might just stay in that compound because so many teams are going to get smoked early in this match because of so many teams, so many players. It's such a small map. It's just going to be how the game works. So it might be wise to play a little passive early, let a lot of the teams get killed off, and then start dealing with maybe the 10 to 15 teams that remain to get your own points.
So we have, let's see, quite a few teams look like they want to go towards Hot 10. Nobody dropping at Camp Alpha since it was pretty close. Nobody going to Ruins. We do have Team BDE Elite kind of heading towards Tambang or just west of Ruins. But yeah, no one side on Camp Alpha. Let's see if anybody decides, any teams. I think we're going to have a boot camp hot drop. We might have 3 or 4 teams here.
Yeah, we're gonna have maybe Mena 4 Bravo, the Woo, the Forgotten, maybe, or the Hacks. I mean,
yeah, and, Hacks,
and Team 23 over in the area that Random does not consider.
I don't consider that
the warehouses
for a boot camp hot drop. What I consider a boot camp hot drop is along this, anywhere inside this road. If you're outside that road, you're no longer in boot camp. That's
And
my
top
opinion.
strikers and misfire right on top of each other, like directly on top of each other.
Inside of Cambang, it looks like a member of 10 HP has already been wiped, and I have the stupid audio glitch. I'm trying to get rid of it, guys. That's why you see me shifting. Oh, there it goes. Finally. Audio glitches have been around for seasons, and they still don't get fixed. So sorry. I do apologize for that. There was this one time where I had that parachute audio glitch for like a solid 15 minutes. Imagine having to hear that for 15 freaking minutes.
Jeez.
Wow. The good thing is I think it was just one of my customs when it happened, so it's like it didn't really matter. Yeah, see, it's barely showing up on the stream what I did. I apologize for that, guys. All it was I just pushed one button and did that too. So, my bad.
The power of technology.
Trick has been knocked. That's not a good thing, considering Trick. I know Trick is on his mind. He landed at boot camp because he wanted to get some early kills, and if he gets killed early, that's not gonna be a good thing. Down goes Rex, getting knocked by Kano from Metaphor inside of the main building. And they get the revive on Trick.
So yeah, I mean, Trick does have a tendency to get knocked. He plays so aggressively, but he's usually his teammates are usually there. He stays pretty tight to get picked up when needed.
The Forgotten facing off against Anti-Sweat. Alma Mont has been knocked. Let's see if Hax decides to push this. No, they're gonna stay main right now. So a lot of times, unless someone goes out in the open, it's gonna be very difficult to get thirsted. If you keep getting knocked inside these buildings with nobody pushing, it'll be really difficult for anyone to get killed. We do have Vampy now pushing in towards boot camp, and I just seen someone from Ghost. What was that? No, I'm sorry, Genesis get a knock on someone. I believe it was. No. I'm sorry. This is True Esports and Team 20. Oh, and you know what? I didn't even get to. Let's see. Was I even given? Nah. Or I was. Yeah. So just a real quick. We have Dream Killers right now, currently in first place with 54 points, 21 kills. The Woo dropped down to second place with 50 points, 13 kills. The Forgotten are now third place, 46 points, 16 kills. OUTcast Alpha, 4th place, 43 points, 16 kills. And Phase 1 Delta, 40 points, 11 kills. 187 Black all the way down at 8th place after the second round. Very unfortunate for 187. Going down early definitely could have major effects on the rounds. And we have U-Turn has been knocked. Jonica has been knocked. Got some action going down with Misfire, I see. Dash.
Yeah, they got in a battle with top strikers, able to get 3 out of 4 knocked. One smoked, but top strikers able to finish off Misfire.
I was trying to figure out where the heck it was. I forgot they went to towards the southeast end. And down goes Misfire. Taken out by top
I would say
strikers.
not a good night for Misfire in the 4th. Maybe they can score some points in the 4th match, but so far getting knocked out very early in all 3 matches so far.
The third, the second match, they survived a little longer, but because so many teams were still alive, it didn't even matter that they survived longer. They still went down early, all considering. Mercy has been knocked, thirsted. Looks like Thug now the only one remaining. And down goes Thug, finished off by the Forgotten. 10 HP and OUTcast Alpha fighting. Goldie's knocked, down goes Prod, down goes 10 HP, finished off by OUTcast Alpha. 2 kills for OUTcast Alpha early in this game. go check out Team 22. Do see Team 15. Zone's already shifting inwards. Trick knocked again. This time by Devour.
But that's what. Oh,
and down goes Trick. So he's not gonna not. Oh, and down goes U-turn. GMA boy now the only one surviving. Definitely Trick's unfortunately not gonna be able to increase his kill lead in the top 10. I mean, he still has a huge lead amongst everyone else, but I mean,
but it's just more, a little bit of an opportunity, a little bit of a door opening.
Especially now we see. I mean, Devour is definitely trying to get his way up there to the top 5. He said maybe even take top 1, and right now he's with 4 kills. Hacks with 11 kills right now, just off of bootcamp bot drop. They've just showed that they are the ones to dominate bootcamp this round at least. Brownie has been knocked for OUTcast Alpha. And it looks like Gold is going to be able to get the revive. Mamba now pushing in off to the side. What the heck, very nearly knocked. So did Mamba, very nearly getting knocked as well. Now they know there's someone. Oh, and the third party coming in from Mr. Zebra. 187 getting the knock on Mamba. Mamba not expecting that. And now when
that so happens so often on this map.
Yeah, Sandhawk definitely. Could you imagine if we can do these on the Vic?
Oh my god.
Wow, that would be insane. And so 187 right now, kind of lining up. I'm not sure if they're gonna push. Right now, there's really no need to push.
I'll tell you what, I think they're just gonna wait until someone wins this battle. They're gonna try to get some third-party kills, some knocks and stuff. But then once one of these teams loses, I think they're gonna push down and try to really go after one of these either OUTcast Alpha or Meeseeks.
Now they do know that there's 2 teams here because they're shooting at both teams currently right now. And OUTcast knows which team is up on the hill. They saw that knock. They saw who it was. And they know it's
right now OUTcast Alpha.
25.
They just need to not let themselves. There's distance between 187. There's distance between Meeseeks. OUTcast Alpha needs to not allow any of their players to get get knocked and give one of these teams a reason to push. It's FPP, so they don't have to. They just have to just keep their heads down and not get knocked. Don't be the reason for one of these teams to push.
Trying to make it so he's not moving like that, but it looks super glitchy when that happens, but hey.
Because Meeseeks pushed way left away from both of them. I think they didn't like how 187 was peppered them with knocks. So now they have to deal with 187. But now 187's going to push back too. So it looks like by OUTcast just playing passively, just not letting
Esports taken
get out of this situation.
And we have JJTC Floop has been thirsted, taken out. I Simp God getting shot at. Who's the one doing the shots though? Oh, that is Meta 4. Currently, Meta 4 are in 6th place. So definitely trying to get up on the ranks. Martinez has been knocked by Blade from the Forgotten. Let's go check that out. And of course, as soon as I switched over there, down goes Broham, down goes Team 22 to the Forgotten. Zone closing in. Still a couple teams outside zone, but nothing too bad to handle. Gold gets the knock on someone. Let's go check that out. That is from Anti-Sweat. and yet another knock. This time coming in from Jay White. Stella knocked. So Myth, Stella knocked for Anti-Sweat. They are definitely sweating it right now. At least Zero is being the last one left, forced to go running inside the zone. And right now we still have Paynan in zone. We still have Ruins in zone. It's probably gonna end. Let's see. What's my
south
gut
of
feeling?
Ruins, south of Pad 9, I'd say.
I want to
That's my
say
guess.
it's gonna end at that compound just west of 187. And the reason why I say that is 187 always gets zone duck, and that's where they're going right now. So I'm thinking that's potential. Actually, this hill, they're gonna take that hill. That's a good hill to take right there.
If that was the hack is, they know where the circle goes.
That's the conspiracy theory right now.
Well, no, the thing is that 187 used like aim assist or aim bots, whatever, and come to find out, the only hack he ever had was knowing where the circle was.
I mean, who knows? Maybe 187, one of them is big brain mode and has figured out the algorithm for zone shift.
I'll tell you what, if you can figure that out, you probably could be pretty successful.
You'd be one of the best IGLs in game just by that. But like, all right, the zone's gonna be here. Let's go there. That'd be cheating. That's like going to the casino and counting cards, kind of thing. You kind of know what's coming.
And look at you have Dream Killers climbing up the top of the bridge to go after Ghost Bailey. Fredo up on top of the bridge, try to shoot down on Loner and Ghost.
Dude, he just dropped right in front of him.
He just fell. So, good idea. Not only did he falls in front of nothing.
Luckily, he has his team to back him up, or else he would have got knocked easily. Looks like Loner has jumped. He had to, but they're going to be waiting for him. Down goes Bukabra, so we have a little action going down with OUTcast and the Forgotten. OUTcast going to be able to gatekeep some of these guys. Brownie, unfortunately, really separated from the rest of the group, and then he's about to die. Jay White has already been thirsted. So Wadahek and Gold are going to be left by themselves right now. Look at Deep doing some damage. Can I say it? Deep in the blue zone.
It only Blade
left now from... gets knocked. Gizmo now the only one up for the Forgotten. Hey, thank you for the raid, the Bison. Nice. Glitchy now trying to... Well, both Glitchy and Gizmo kind of keeping themselves outside zone right now. All while, in the meanwhile, Gold and What the Heck are just going to be waiting for them to come in. Down goes Glitchy. Glitchy's probably going to bleed out. We'll see. This is the third zone, so quite a bit of damage done, especially since the zone's about to close. The moment it closes, yeah, you're better off just kind of giving him in your stuff, I think. I don't know. We'll see. Once it hits the fourth zone, it's gonna do major damage. Bonnie goes down to the play zone. Zone's about to move. Let's see where we go. There we go. Glitchy gets back up. Very nice. And let's see the zone shift. And look at that. So the zone did not go where I want. Yeah, I went a little bit more north than I thought, but 187 definitely in zone.
About 20% of that is water, so
may even potentially see a bridge finish. I mean, it could very likely shift over there towards the bridge. Let's go check out Steezy as we see Team Hacks kind of swimming right now in the river. It might be because Bonnie just got killed by the play zone. Must have been AFK, I'm assuming. $187, giving a little bit of trouble to Team Meeseeks. Down goes Kush. Down goes Mamba. So finished off by... So Mr. Zebra was actually the one that got the knock on Mamba earlier. Looks like they've met up again, and this time Mr. Zebra was ready to thirst this time. So Meeseeks now left to just 2 players. We have Outcast Bravo now trying to get into zone. Look at that. He has shots perfectly on James. Dude, you don't take those? Come on. Nah, dude. That was... He had perfect shots on him, and he just waited a little too long. And now he's giving away his position without getting a knock. Greedy takes down Legend. Zeus now the only one left for top strikers. Let's go back to Elite. Down goes James, getting knocked by Hectic. It's Zuki, very nearly knocked. We have Mena 4 BBC getting knocked as well.
Money 7 just guarding that zone from Men of 4 coming in.
Yeah, and they just like they only have to go like another 10 meters to get in zone, but it might as well be like a mile right now with 187 guarding this edge. Down goes Greedy. FP now the only one. No, Real Deal is alive. I'm not sure where he's at. Down he goes. That's where he's at. Knock. FP, unfortunately, I mean, like I said, it's only like 10 meters, man. But with the whole 187 group gatekeeping you like this is tough for anyone to do. With any team, but especially with 187, it looks like he's just gonna try to heal as long as he can. Maybe 187 will lose interest and just take off from here, and that's exactly what they're doing. I don't know. Let's see. Mr. Zebra wants those kills. Mr. Zebra also, I believe one of the guys in the top 5
yes,
fraggers right now. So that's probably why he's like, nah, man, I gotta get this kill. Whoa, Pickford, look at that. I should be IGL of the year. Look at that. Zone shifted towards bridge.
That's right. And yeah, you were right. And also, Mr. Zebra currently in 4th place. Only one away. He's from 3rd place from Twists. But he has 81. Twists have 82.
Let's see. So Twists is he alive still or? Let's see. I haven't seen too much of Twists tonight, so we might see Mr. Zebra move up on that ranking right now, especially since he's still alive and he still has an opportunity to increase his kill even more, especially with Trick now going down early in this round. Should be able to allow him to catch up a little bit, slightly, just slightly.
Look at Hacks. It's like, could they have any better position right now?
Hacks has just got to be loving this position. Everyone has to come towards them. It's going to be very likely that it's going to end right on them. And in fact, right now, they're not even able to get any kills because all these teams are just taking each other out right now.
Exactly right. You're making a great point. But I think that's to their advantage. If I was Hacks and then I was the IGL, I'd be like, just don't get a knock. Don't worry about it. If you get a kill, you can see it, take it.
Don't get knocked. That's the most important thing.
Don't make a dumb decision.
Murder now left by himself, barely just getting into zone. 187. Although I will say this, 187 definitely done better this round. 9 kills so far. 4th place. It's never impossible, but with Hacks now in such a dominant position, they have the only hard cover right now. Team 16, I bet you's wishing they weren't underneath that bridge right now. So we're down to just 4 teams, 11 players left alive. And down goes Atomic Lucky, down goes Keto. Taken out by Wiz from Genesis. Genesis, 5 kills, and they still have the entire squad up. It's actually a 1v4v4. Down goes Murder, finished off by Chemo Gaming. We're down to just a 3v4. And of course, like we said, Hacks just has the perfect position right now. No need for Hacks to move. They just got to make sure they don't get knocked. And they did just knock Wiz. See, that nade right there that they just tossed, if that would have been more if it would have been cooked, that would have been an easy knock on Devour.
That was with that close distance, that'd be perfect for a molly right there because it's gonna hit and spread down the back of that rock.
Yeah.
If you hit the top of the rock and it spreads right down,
down goes Rex.
Real damage.
Rex being revived, and they did get the revive on Wiz. And look at that. So the zone shifted towards Team 14 now.
Yeah, so
Gaming
if they can get Wiz and Mal over to those compounds, they can put themselves in a lot stronger position.
Down goes Zeus. If they can get another knock, they can. Down goes Gaming. So they got the 2 knocked inside zone right now.
But I don't know if are they really capitalizing on it. I mean, Rex is
look at Rex.
out.
Yeah, look at Rex. Gets the knock on Nolly. Wiz not even paying attention to behind him. Gets knocked.
Wow.
Very nice push.
Flank.
Yeah, that was a nice flank right there. Very nice. Very nicely done by Rex. Wow, 17 kills. First place.
That's what Devour told us, that they're trying to get that synergy back, and Rex hoped that he was the guy to bring that synergy back. And after that play right there, and plus getting 7 kills to lead the team, maybe Hax has found that last part they needed to get back up on top, because that was a very, very nicely played squad rush on Genesis. With Genesis coming in 7 points, 7 kills, second place. 187 Black. We have a team that hasn't been doing great so far tonight, kind of making up some points right there, and also getting 9 kills in third place. Is that Team 4? Is that who is that? That is who is that? That would be, it's not Dembasy. Well, anyway, we'll go down to Team 5, which is Metaphor main team, in 5th place with 5 kills. BDE in 6th with 7 kills. And the
4th place is
anti-sweat
16.
team.
Team 16, whoever Team 16 is.
16, that is the Forgotten.
No. I mean, it was.
16. Oh, the Embassy?
Yeah. Okay. Never mind.
All right, the Embassy, thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that. Coming in 4th place. So a lot of teams kind of evening out the scores. We have to see how now going into this 4th match in Vikendi, how the top 10 or the top 5 is, as we get ready to play this commercial from our sponsors at HyperX, and we work on getting Prod from 10 HP in here for an interview going into the 3rd and 4th match.
All right, let me go ahead and play those commercials. We're going to take a short commercial break, and we'll be right back with 10 HP, member from 10 HP, with an interview. All right? And with that, we are back. Let's see if Pickford was able to get
Yes,
10 HP in there.
sir.
There we
We
go.
are lucky enough to bring in from uh, 10 HP Prod. So first of all, thank you very much for giving us a few minutes of your time. We really, really
Thanks, Pickford.
appreciate it.
Uh, can you hear me?
So,
Yeah,
oh
we
yes,
can hear
sir.
you.
Good to see you, Random.
What's up, man? How you doing?
So currently, Pride, your team 10 HP going into tonight, ninth place, 111 points, only 1 point behind top strikers in eighth, and only 2 points behind the Forgotten in seventh place. So you guys are, could easily be in seventh place by the end of the night tonight. How you guys feeling? 10 HP has been doing so far in the season.
I think we're doing pretty good. We're getting better, a little here and there, finding our drop places, knowing where to go. We have more of a smaller roster to where we know what we want to use now going into the second half. Tonight, we're kind of doing pretty bad. Like I think Misfire is underperforming. We're underperforming, but I think Wednesday and Monday we got fifth place. So I mean, it happens to everybody. There's just so many teams, and it's just anything can happen. And I think from here on out for the next few weeks, I think we'll be a little bit more consistent. I think we can get. I feel confident we can get that seventh place over the Forgotten Metaphor, but like I said, there's still a lot of games to play, so we'll see.
I mean, over the past week, last Friday you came in 10th place, but then on Monday you did have a 5th place finish, and on Wednesday you also had a 5th place finish. You are right. You are getting up there in more in the top of the top 5, which is obviously so important over a season.
Yes, sir.
Because one thing that I also noticed is if you look at the I was looking at not only the scores but also the total kills, and I mean if you look at like the top 12, I mean 10 HP has 101 total kills, which is the lowest in the top 12.
Yeah,
I think. That's not an insult. That's just that you guys are obviously a placement team more than a frag team. So and so my question would be like, kind of like, how do you guys kind of come into that mindset of like, when to take a fight, when not to take a fight?
Well, the way you look at it is the first 20, 25 minutes. I mean, hardly any teams are going to go down. So we probably are one of the more passive teams. We just like to have 4 men going into it at the very end. We don't like losing a man or two. I mean, we can get a kill here and there. We can be a little bit more aggressive, but I think we're going to lose a guy or two. And I think that doesn't play to our strengths. So I think rotation-wise is our strengths, and later on, if maybe we can pick a guy off here or there. It was not an insult at all. That's our game plan, and that's the way we're going to be those teams that do that. And you got to watch your back. We're going to stay in the blue, or we're going to pick you off. That's the type of people that we are. And I think it's a good mix. Some people, you have aggressive teams, one more passive than others, and we're some of the more passive. We like to think of ourselves as more like smarter in the group of teams, but at the same time, we know that gun skill wise, we have to back off a little bit on that. So we have a balance to that, and we welcome it.
There's nothing worse than a team that doesn't know what their skills are, what they're good at. Is a team that thinks they're a bunch of fraggers and they're not, or a team
at least
that
what they need to
should
improve
play
on
passive
too.
and they're not. You have to play. And look at like you, if you either got, it's kind of like those two families. You have that 187 kind of style, or you have that kind of Outcast Alpha style, which is more analytical and stuff like that. And you guys are obviously being very successful. You're 9th place out of 60 teams that have played in here, and you're constantly getting points.
Yes, sir.
I think that what happens is that when you fall 16th to 24th, that's a huge thing. That's all 1 point.
It's 1 point.
You've got, and even if you're getting 11th place or 10th place, that's still
5
more points. And you guys are getting a 5th place. So maybe people kind of sleep on 10 because you're getting 5th place over and over again. That adds up over time.
And we welcome it. I know a lot of people respect us, and especially a lot of the top tier teams. They definitely know who we are, and they respect us. But like I said, we play to our strengths, and we're more rotation wise, and we welcome it. And I think everybody on the team welcome that style of play, and I think that helps us a lot going forward. So
So now going into that, you have 3 weeks left. It's kind of like the practice, the trying new things out. That's kind of over. You've got 3 weeks left to score points. to get yourself. Obviously, the ultimate goal is not only to get up past 7th place and push up into where the Woo and the True which is 175, and they're currently about 60 points ahead of you, which is really 2 matches to get into the top 5 and into the prizes. What are you guys doing to kind of like maximize your opportunities?
We're playing a lot more TPP. We're more FPP players. We're playing a lot more TPP to get practice on. We're getting better at it. Our goal, or I'm just saying it from my point of view, my goal is we're in that same tier as all those other teams. Try to separate us from those the misfires, the men of 4 teams, the top strikers. And once if we can get a little bit of a lead on that, solidify 7th place, and then therefore just try to see if we can get 6, or just see what happens after that. But we're happy where we are, and
right. I think that's very smart thinking. It's forward thinking. I think a lot of IGL's team leaders, maybe don't have that mindset you have. Try to have the short-term goal of solidifying the group that you're in, because as you see the scores, there's kind of groupings of teams. Get to the top of your group, then push to get to the next group.
Definitely.
And,
if I could say one more thing though before I
yes,
have to go, that you always point out our military strat, and I like it, but at the same time I'm like, dude, he's giving up our strat away as far as our rotations and stuff like that.
Dude, I love your military base little outside little things. I think that's very smart.
I'm like, man, when I talk to Pickford next time, I'm gonna say, well, we might go quarry, hint, because I know a team likes to go there or something like that.
If we don't, see, that's what he knows because he says quarry, because that's where Misfire goes.
Yeah,
I keep giving up their style,
and
respect.
I'm not saying anything, but at the same time, the not the B team, but Jinjin Sinjin dropped on us the other day, and I'm like, man, did they do that on purpose? I think
no, those guys do their own thing. I mean, because if they told me to do it, I say don't do that, because you don't want to just run into
that's cool.
Like
but
But with that said, I know you gotta get in there.
I respect you, and I just had to bring it up at least.
Yeah, so that is a very good point.
Luck, man.
Because
Good luck.
I do like that, and I don't want you to miss your
match.
Make
sure you don't miss it.
I won't miss it, man. I'll see y'all later. All right.
So, if you don't know what we're talking about right there, if you watch the Erangel matches, one thing that 10HP has done to kind of solidify their drop, because you having a drop spot where you can get loot and not get clapped early or get into battles early is very important. So they came up with a really smart idea that instead of going military base or going to Novo, you see all of those, probably 15 to 20 little compounds that surround southern military island up on the eastern coast, and they just hit all of those little compounds, hitting them all up perfectly, getting themselves looted up.
Yeah,
and
nobody
then
goes
based
down there
on where
for the most part.
Exactly, no one's down there. If they can peek into military, see if anybody dropped military. If nobody has, it's usually later in that first zone, so people are probably not going to go in there. So they kind of maybe additionally loot, and then they have the option of, based on where the zone is, to go either the west bridge or the east bridge, knowing that Dream Killers is going to be on that east bridge. So it's very smart on 10HP's part, and just by talking to Pride, obviously this guy knows what he's doing. And what I like about that is that, and what a good IGL
Murda does not have the map. F for Murda. 187 is going to be going into this round with just 3 players. And you know what? Sometimes they rock only 3 players, so who knows? They might only have 2 right now.
But Pride, not only as an IGL, knowing what to do in match, but looking at big picture, trying to get into that top 7, solidify that, because like you said, Misfire, Top Strikers, the Forgotten, Men of 4, all those teams are kind of all bunched up in that 7th to 12th place position. You gotta kind of win that battle before you go after the Woo, which is in 6th place, which is a few more points back. So kudos to Prod and 10HP for having a good goal, knowing what's going on in this season, and trying to maximize their opportunities.
It's always the teams that realize their strengths and their faults that improve, right? So you gotta improve on your strengths and then work on your faults. And right now we do have twists right now in Team 1. So
I know that's Random's favorite position. The guy who got there at the last second and got stuck in position
and you
1.
pray and hope that he's gonna go ahead and just either kill himself or just disconnect.
They never do.
But they hardly ever do. Like, that's the number one thing. If you're joining a scrim and you end up in a spot by yourself that you shouldn't be in, just quit. Because all you're going to do is ruin the scrim for everyone else. Just saying.
And his comment about obviously Quarry is if I keep giving up their spot, they're gonna stop dropping Quarry because that's obviously where Misfire drops. And but it just shows he knows. I saw the top of his head where all these teams are going.
There
If you
you
look
go.
at these video on demands, random,
Yeah.
they're getting between 600 to 800 views total. If you count the people watching this and the video on demands, and on Mondays it got corrupted, it got screwed up. I woke up with 17 DMs from IGLs. Where's the video on demand? I want to watch it. Going to school or on work, I can't
It's
find it.
always,
So
it's
obviously
always,
people want
man, the VODs. Even if you're not, I mean, obviously, you don't have to listen to the spectators, to the casters, but just the visual stuff, just the map, taking a screenshot of a map like this. Okay, this is where the Wu likes to land. This is where Hacks likes to land. You know, every so often. That way you can kind of adjust your gameplay. Maybe you'll start noticing a pattern. Like let's say for instance Vikendi. Maybe you notice a certain part of Vikendi that gets very underutilized, where not many teams drop, and maybe you can make that your new home.
Castle.
Look at the new zone. Look at the zone shift all the way north. All the way north. All the teams are gonna have to travel north.
You can make as many updates as you want, random, but it's always gonna have that hard north where half the zone is on that land to the top. I think it was 10 HP who did it in these scrims. They took a boat and parked on the other shore up there and waited. I think 3 or 4 zones before they had to come in.
Giuliani might be able to get 3 easy kills right here. Unfortunately, it looks like James got a gun. I'm not sure. No, James does not have a gun. They're trying to get to the what is it called? The Zima? They're trying to get to that Zima. Giuliani can get some easy kills right now if he were a little daring, because they have no guns whatsoever right now. Never
Zima,
mind.
isn't that like the drink that my wife drank in high school?
I don't know. I think that's what people call it. Zuma. I'm not sure. I know Zuma. And so they were able to get away from there. Very lucky, because would have been very bad. Druggy has been knocked thirsted already. We have Genesis versus Death Squad. Doug has been knocked thirsted. They're being a little aggressive to his box.
And I'll tell you, for a lot of teams like 10 HP, like Misfire, teams that have had poor outings so far, you've got to do very well in this match if you want to score anything more than 1 point. You have to really, you don't want to leave any points out there, and you've got to get past that 15th place in the final rankings for that script to get more than 1 point. It's so important, because as you know, 16 through 24, all those teams are getting 1 placement point. You don't want to get stuck inside there.
Dream Killers Marsh.
And Devour's
like
going
Rex.
off, I think. It looks like I've seen Devour.
Yeah,
like
Devour
kills,
3 kills. They must have just squad wiped Dream Killers. So Dream Killers had some excellent rounds, but first round did not do so well, and obviously this round going down, being the first team out of 23 teams to be wiped by.
And I tell you,
Team
this map is designed to camp houses. It's designed for compounds. If you talk, I've watched videos from the devs, and they described when they're building it. It's designed for like people forcing people in fields to push compounds, because there's not that the cover is so poor. So the teams that are currently up there, the Misfire Team 24, was it Anti-Sweat? Those teams are OUTcast Bravo are then put themselves in a great position, because look at the teams like OUTcast Alpha, way down in Winery. All these teams have to push
They're the
all
furthest
the way
south
up
team, yeah.
and to get into this zone. Plus, I mean, at least half of this zone is outside the zone. So it's really the size of the third zone, not the first, because of how much land is out there. But
Yeah,
if I'm
we'll
a
see
team
if
like
it
Top
keeps shifting
Strikers or GME or even Outcast, I wouldn't be against getting a boat and driving the long route all the way around to try to get up into that
I
water.
mean, I don't know.
there.
Brownie
And,
would do something like that. I'm totally expecting Brownie to do that. Grab
Obviously,
that
at least
boat and
one
just go
team
all the way north.
to what teams are by the shore, because 10 HP's done it before. I've seen Outcast Alpha do it. Misfire doesn't have to do it because they're already in there. I know that that Artemis will do it. So I think it's a team that if they have the need for it. And I don't see. Let's see, where's 10 HP?
10 HP is
their team 13. So they're
they
kind
are
of center.
south,
They're
yeah.
kind of center.
They're heading
So,
north right now.
They're heading north now, yeah. But I mean, I'm surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if at least one team gets a boat and goes up to that northern land up there, whatever that land's called. And I think what does a lot of teams in, and what's hard for a lot of teams, is you get looted up. So let's take Misfire. Misfire's up there in a good position, is just staying where you're at. That can be kind of like hard for players. They get a little.
It gets they get a little antsy, and then they get a little bored.
They feel like they get bored. They feel like maybe they don't have enough to get a little bit more loot. Maybe they're not.
This is when you go.
The best is just to stay still, get a good spot, and just keep it.
Those are the situations where you go and spectate a team that you hadn't spectated in a bit, and then you go to them and they're just patting each other because they're bored.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, excellent point. And then a team rushes up on them, and they have no like well, I didn't even know where those guys even came from. How many times have you heard that from a team? We were just in there, and then a team just showed up out of nowhere. But maybe if you were panning each other, you would have been and had some angles. You would have seen them come up on you and been able to do something. But I think of like teams, like I said, Misfire right now, Team 24.
Stella getting unlocked. Let's go back over to Team 20 and Team 4.
BDEX Elites have some really good spots. And now 10 HP rotating early, get themselves a nice spot too. Maybe no one in Coal Mine, maybe down there. But Cosmodrome wide open. And Mena 4 is going to push down, I think, depends on where they're going to go. If they're going to go south, they're going to go across the bridge.
Dark J's been knocked. That is by Ghost Melee Elite. Thirsted as well. High R trying to get the revive on Sirius. Does get the revive, getting flanked by Stella. Stella has been knocked. Down goes who was Sirius?
Just right past.
And down goes Unknown. So Sirius about to get the thirst on both these guys. Mena 4 just down the road though. They're probably hearing this. I'm assuming they're gonna go towards there to see what's going on. It looks like Ghost Melee Elite has taken out the 2 members of Mena 4 Bravo. Fortunately, only 2 members in there.
And just like 187, let's do. They're very, very spread
Some guy on the OUTcast channel says I'm not these sometime ish guys. I've been doing these every Fridays since they started the HyperX season. And,
are you new? Are you
yeah.
new? Are you a new guy?
He must evidently, if he doesn't watch these every day or every time, if he thinks Duke does them every time. Duke does them Mondays, Nikki does them Wednesdays, and I do them on Fridays.
Who you know who the guy was? Is it was it a troll?
Probably, I don't know.
If you know,
20 GGs.
Oh yeah, this guy
sounds like a trollish name.
Yeah. Well, he I think it was like a week ago. He complained that we all knew that Winnington was cheating, and if Duke was here, he would not allow it. So he's
187 is not cheating, buddy. They're just really good. You know,
he's
what happens? What happens is sometimes when you know low tier kind of teams fight off against really high caliber time teams, it could seem like cheating. Trust me, I deal with it all the time in my customs when I have some pro players playing against newbies that are new to the game, and every time they get killed, that guy cheated. He lasered me, like, well, he's a good player.
Yeah, so. It's like, you know, oh wow, that Major League Baseball player struck me out. I play Little League.
Trust me, buddy. I've been streaming customs and classics and scrims for many years now, and I have not seen one thing suspicious from 187, no matter how many times people bitch and complain about it.
And what I also say is that they played over 50 matches in ESL.
And not only that, they get reported on all the time, and obviously they still have their accounts.
Yeah, exactly. And I know they get reported all the time, and I know on ESL they have guys watching every match, every kill. Especially when they got to the top 50. So if you're not getting called up by ESL, then you know
it's just
you'll see guys that they're so specific about people they think is cheating. I'm sure if you go on Twitch, you see lots of PUBG mobile pro players that have been banned who are saying they're not cheating just because they play well and they just banned them anyway. So it's once you get to that level, it's very easy to get banned.
Falsely accused.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice knock. Down goes Bottom. Martinez, the only one right here to get the revive. Chopper gets the drop on Bukabra. Let's see if Blade can clutch this save right now. Chopper's gonna, let's see if he has if Chopper has, no, down goes Chopper getting knocked by Cal with the SLR. Martinez now forced by himself. Gizmo got to be careful. Let's see. Here comes a molly. That might allow him to get the revive on Bottom. And never mind. Down goes Martin. Is finished off by Gizmo. GG's. And look at Twist is he's tryharding this.
He did decided not to leave.
Yeah.
He's gonna try to help Team 8. Although it would be awesome if they don't have comms, if they're not in Discord, if he goes and kills someone from his own team, or they kill him. Because if you see, he's right there, and the rest of the true team is somewhat close, but not. Because I don't know if they talk in Discord or if they use in-game comms, but it'd be awesome if one of these guys, if these guys actually kill each other.
He ruins it for his own squad.
Yeah, he's like squad wise. Like,
that would be interesting.
See the kill feed. I just kept on killing. Like after they killed the first person, you should have stopped.
All right, so we have Hacks driving right past 187, Mr. Zebra.
And look at this zone. Stays almost, at least a third water. So it's still a very, very small zone in regards to land that people can call their own. And now here comes looks like at least in Zabava, teams are trying to move in, and this is if you're in this area, this is your chance to kind of take some shots at him and get some easy kills.
Here comes.
But you have to also be careful.
Wait, Pickford, look what's going on.
Oh yes.
Twist. Oh, down goes Twist to his own teammates.
Oh yes. Well, you know what? That tells you right there that True is the highest level of integrity. They ended up killing their own player. I don't know if that counts as a team kill. We'll have to look at the books. That might not count as a legit kill.
Yeah, because he wasn't. He not only is he their teammate, he wasn't supposed to be in Team 1. So they might just have a 1 point
They
remove.
went in there and squad wiped them. Oh,
look at that! Cash comes in, misfire, blows up his transportation. Luckily for Cash, right there at the very edge of the stairs, should be able to get revived. I do see Sway in the background. No, never mind. They're way off.
That's what you have to do. You have to if you're a team that's already in the zone and the team's coming in, you have to make them pay at least a little bit. Blow up their vehicle so they can't rotate out later, or get some knocks. You can't just let these guys take some of your town, some of your property without a little bit of rent. And so otherwise everyone's just gonna move in, and then you're gonna be at the center of four or five teams and get smacked.
Let's see where the rest of the teams
Esport
are.
and Misfire are gonna have a little bit of a standoff right here.
And where they're at in zone, I mean, it could very well end inside of Sabava, so they might not have to move for quite a bit. Let's go check out Team 14. They're gonna have to move in towards 187 and Team 13.
This is the very definition of don't get knocked. Especially if you're True, because True only has 3 players. I don't know if Misfire knows that, but you don't want to be the pussy that, because that's what's holding these two teams from pushing each other across the road. They're gonna try to get angles and stuff like that, but if you don't get knocked, one squad is not gonna push the other. So Artemis is pushing way far back. I don't know if that's maybe he's trying to get a better angle, but if Misfire does get not one of the players does get knocked and Artemis is way over there, it could be very hard for Misfire him to get up there and support the team if there is a push.
And 10 HP, yeah.
Work on
very lucky. Joe gets knocked, but otherwise should get revived. So we have the remaining members of Top Strikers. I'm assuming they're not going to go that way. It's pretty good.
Oh, and look what happened now. Ace from Misfire. Just like I said, don't get yourself knocked. And what is he gets himself knocked now? But I'll tell you what, True's not taking the bait. So if I'm Misfire, I'm putting this in my little.
Look at Artemis. Artemis trying to do this wide flank all the way around. The only bad thing is look where Hax is at. If they just shift a little bit more down south, he's gonna be in trouble.
If they get steer behind him, he's trying to get over there. And but now, I mean, Dabs. I don't know if Dabs is what he's doing. He's pushing back a little bit. But if I'm Misfire, I'm like, they had a knock and they didn't push. So that tells me they don't have 4 players. If I'm Artemis, because he's the IGL, if I'm Artemis, if I'm Vulcan, and they got a knock and didn't push, I'm thinking to myself now, they have 3 players or less.
Chemo Gaming getting knocked. Zone coming in. They're just slightly outside the zone. Barely the second zone, so they should be able to get the revive. Brownie getting a knock on Bukabra.
Oh,
And Brownie's been knocked.
Finished him.
The
Finished
thirst.
by Kale. Wow, that's a big one.
Cash
Artemis'
knocked.
move worked. Artemis was able to get the knock on Cash. They're trying to go out the back door, maybe get in their vehicle to push.
What a heck's been knocked as well. Outside zone.
And
50
Artemis
minutes
has
left.
pushed.
50
Now they're
seconds
calling for the push.
Let's see, Gold
Misfire
and
pushing
Jay
it
White,
out.
the only ones left. Jay White's not even next to Gold right now. He's over here on this. He just. Oh, they booked it. They're booking it. It's a smart move. Oh, there was a flare drop here too. Maybe that's potentially what attracted the Forgotten over here. Misfire. They just took out True Esports. Vulcan has been knocked. Artemis looks like he got knocked, but he's
It worked out
already.
Where the True guy, the players of True decided to back it up the back of the vehicle or the back of the building, maybe to get in their vehicle to push out. Artemis, because he had done that huge flank movement, it was able to get a knock. And once he got that first knock, he said there's only 2 other players. They all pushed him across the street and were able to finish off True Esports, which was big for Misfire. Now they're 14 teams, but they got some kills.
Down goes
Desperate need for some points.
187, 15th place.
Wow. No, well, Mr. Ginger's still alive.
Is he?
Yeah,
Is he?
he's,
Oh, okay. I thought what I thought I saw was an instant kill. What I must have seen was a Thurston, because he didn't render in until his body flopped over. So.
But he is up by his lonesome.
He's still up. He is up by lonesome though, and definitely losing murder because he didn't have the map was already bad enough. Now he's by himself. So. Well, no, I mean I don't mind if people. You know, obviously I have a different cast style than Duke, and Duke has a different cast style than me or Nikki.
That's the whole.
That's the whole point,
I mean,
right? Yeah. So
people think it's like some like we just randomly out of like a hat, like let's just pick 3 random people. I mean, if you know, Duke has a very specific style. So does Nikki. And then Friday is the weekend. It's a big event. And if you've watched PUBG Mobile casting, who is more synonymous with PUBG Mobile casting than random?
Well, I wish
who's
it was
been
me,
doing
but
it longer?
I don't do any T1 scrims, so you don't get any notoriety.
Before you just got out of scrims, I mean, you were like kind of like the voice for a long time. S&P was huge, and you were doing them and all the other ones you did, plus your own. So if we're gonna have a big Friday night 4-match event, you kind of want to get that guy who's kind of known as like the voice of PUBG Mobile. For a lot of us that have played Tier 3, Tier 2 scrims for the past 2 years. And in my opinion, that's random. So that was my opinion when we went after you.
I appreciate that.
And then you kind of have this be as a knucklehead, you kind of just like as the glue for to screw up these guys.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I do appreciate being able to cast. Like I said, everyone is entitled to their opinion. If you don't feel like my casting is up to par to Duke, that's fine. I don't try to imitate anyone. I'm my own person. Yeah, I'm my own person. So do cast these on Monday, and you're more than welcome to come back Monday. Although I will say this, try not to be too toxic, because you can and probably will potentially catch a ban, because these scrims are officially sponsored by HyperX, and we're trying to avoid any kind of negativity in the chat or in the stream. So I'd recommend try to keep it civil.
PG-13.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I tell you what,
not PG-13-ish, PG-13. Look at this. Look at the zone right now. So we have the river, this frozen. I'm pretty sure this is mostly frozen. No one on the right side of this frozen river. No one.
Wow.
Not one single team.
And there was a lot of teams rotated across. They must have all thought it was going to be on the other side.
And yeah, the other side has more land mass right now, so it's a little weird.
If you were in Cosmo, you would be a. But look at, I think that Bocabra and Wu, you know, they can kind of. They don't know that obviously right now, but if I'm Boko, if I'm Team Forgotten,
it looks like they're definitely heading that way, yeah.
So that'd be obviously be very, very smart, because right now with all these teams in this open area, it's just going to be it's gonna be almost RNG-ish in regards to getting killed because there's so many different angles, especially if you're in the open area. And this right here, I've said this every scrim. This time right now, random from 14 to about 8, or 15 to 10, around this area is where it gets very, very. In about 3 to 5 minutes, you're gonna lose 5 to 6 teams.
Yeah, it gets hard to spectate around this time.
If you can just stay alive, you can do a lot for your team. Don't make dumb mistakes. Don't overpeak. Don't push if you don't have to. Just stay alive just for another 3 to 4 minutes, and you'll get yourself going from 14th placement point to 7th and 8th. Then you can try to get the kills when you get to that last circle.
And the zone shifted, unfortunately.
Shifted away.
Evidently, everybody saw and thought that it was going to end on this side.
All these teams in the Southwest, though, the Hacks, Top Strikers, OUTcast Alpha, all these teams, the Woo, all got to push up north. And, I mean, it's gonna that right there is where you don't want to be right now.
We have a BDE Elite versus OUTcast Bravo. Mr. Bacon has... Oh, that was a very nice molly right there, tossed. Forced. Down goes Hated. James and Itzuki now the only ones left. It's Hated. Gets thirsted by Hectic. Mr. Bacon should be able to get revived by Panda. It looks like Misfire has had a slightly better game. They've gotten 4 kills. They have a decent position, and currently right now being bullies to both OUTcast and BDE Elites.
Yeah, be careful. They have Genius to their left.
They do
have those two teams.
They have those two teams
they can
behind
keep eyes on both of them. They should be able to do some damage to both these teams. Because Genesis is out of the zone, so they're going to have to push up that hill or around that hill to get out of the zone, while OUTcast Bravo is getting smacked by BDE, so they can't really focus that much on MSF. Misfire does have the opportunity to really focus on Genius right now, because they're going to have to come out of the zone right now because it's 5th zone, and you don't want to lose those to Depth is taking rounds from someplace.
Down goes Hectic, thirsted by James, so it looks like he got a little bit of revenge for his buddy. I think Mr. Bacon and Panda the only ones left. Yes, they are. We're about to see the zone move again. Mr. Ginger, we'll call him, underneath the bridge. Did someone just get fisted? I swear that's what it looked like. Down goes U-turn for the... No, never mind. It looks like... What am I seeing? Where is the woo? Okay, down here. U-turn's been knocked, but it looks like they got most of the people that were right there with them.
And now these teams, they gotta move out of the zone. It's so dangerous. So it's so much. It's 5th zone, and then it's gonna go into the 6th zone, and that's when you just can't take it.
Floop has been knocked for JJTC, taken out by Genesis, and down he goes thirsted as well. Down goes Trick by the Forgotten. Let's go check that fight out. As we know, Trick is currently in the lead with the most kills out of the 300. Let's see if I remember. 371 individuals. Is that the right number? There you go.
You are correct, sir.
He is the top one out of those with over 100 kills so far, in the lead by at least a few dozen kills. So.
Yes, you are correct.
I want to be so toxic to that guy right now, but I realize I gotta be professional.
At
the same time.
I tell you what, from what Duke says, I don't think you could be he says some pretty specific
Okay, look at
things.
okay, Mr. 2020 GGs. 187
say?
has been playing these scrims for a long time. They get spectated not only by me, a lot of the times because they're always
All of
killing
us.
people. They're usually always towards the end. I have never seen anything to make me think, hey, I think they're hacking. Okay, I've seen hackers. I've spectated hackers in my own customs. I've been doing scrims for years. Okay, years. And as many times as I've seen 187 play, I have never seen anything that made me think, hey, these guys might be hacking. Okay.
Like my question is, what is 2020 GG's pedigree that makes him such a expert?
Right. I mean, I don't know. I'm
hacking.
thinking 187 must have knocked him on a classic when they by chance they played. That's my assumption.
Is that
so much hate?
If I have to listen to a guy who's been pretty much 2+ years doing scrims almost every single day, probably watching tens of thousands of matches, versus a random person in chat, my question would be, like, what's okay? So why should we believe your opinion?
What's his? For some reason he thinks that Duke would agree.
That's what he says all the time. And Duke literally told him he was full of shit on Monday. Literally said you're full of shit.
So then I wish I would have known that. Then that would have solved it right there. If even the guy you're saying that would agree told you you're full of shit, then obviously there's something wrong there, buddy.
And I mean that's a direct quote, but we can. I'll bring it up again on Monday. And,
there you go. Hey, 2020 GGs. You can come back on Monday, and then you can get Duke's opinion on it. Okay.
But I'll tell you what, I would watch out what you ask for. You just might get it. And now with 8 teams, it's like this is what happens with when you don't have a compound. Now you see the teams are kind of spread out. Misfire, the only team that's in the center, and now OUTcast gets that kill or gets that knock at Misfire, and now Bacon and Penn are going to try to push in there. With using those grenades so effectively, trying to just loosen up, try to do as much damage as they can before they push up.
And unfortunately, they do have that surviving member of Team Genesis pushing off to their side right now. HGG's been knocked. Unfortunately, Vulcan, no clue that there's someone off to the side. No, Vulcan, don't go down there. Oh, wow. How is he still alive? He's okay. That is a literal 1 HP right there. I know a lot of people say I'm 1 HP. No, that was literal 1 HP.
And look at now the guy they're taking off. They drove down in the vehicle. Wow. Vulcan, literally, I've never seen someone so low. I didn't even see it. Oh, here he comes in the corner.
Down
but they're
goes
able to take him
Vulcan.
out. But they're able to get 8th place, get 6 kills. So
definitely better this round, yeah.
At least some of the night, get a couple points. I don't know if it's gonna be enough to get him out of up to 15th place, so you get at least 2 placement points. But at least something to savor over the weekend, especially when those first 3 matches were so poor. But now we have 187. We have the Woo. The teams we see here week in, week out, top strikers, Men of 4. It's no surprise that you're seeing a lot of the same teams sprinkled in.
And don't forget, we can't forget Ginger's still alive hiding in a bush. Obviously, This is the new hack right here. You gotta hide yourself in a bush. This is the new hack right here, the OP bush hack.
187 knows the importance of those placement points. And we haven't heard anything from Ginger for how long? And now he got
7. He's waiting for the heal strat right now.
Yeah, which is I think he should push forward because
he does have that rock right there. He does have that rock right there. He can push forward. Look at this. He has GMA boy right in front of him. He has all of the Woo in front of them.
Yeah, I mean, you should try to get a thirst and thing, but this heal off. I mean, he sees how many people are alive. He's not going to heal off 12 people. They're all
he gets
inside.
1 knock.
There he goes.
He's rushing. Go. Down he goes. But you know what? That might have been enough to really ruin the rhythm for the Woo. Now they got to worry about reviving. Yeah, now they got to pick them up. They're already at the fat side of the zone. And they have Team 18 and Team 9 down there. Men of 4 and top strikers down there. He's a known established pro.
But this type of stuff right here, this type of like uneven battles. And you know what? It surprises me that 2020 GG is how come no one's accusing Trick of having hacks? He's the one who has the most kills. That would be the person you would think would be the guy who has the most kills would be the one that would you would think. Are these using most? I'll tell you what. If you watch trick in that mid-range hip spray. He is so effective. I mean, he's like season 2 hip spray good, where before they nerfed it.
And down goes Chemo Gaming. It's looking more and more like this is gonna be. Wait, what the? I didn't even get to switch.
More kills. Another win for the Woo. So.
Trick with only 3 kills though this round. So
shame
on you, Trick.
Woo.
Shame on you. No, I'm just playing. What is that? 10 kills for the Woo.
The 187 hacks have not been very successful over the past week because if you look at the results, last Monday, the Woo wins. Wednesday, the Woo wins. And I'm looking like after tonight, it's probably more likely than not that the Woo's going to win tonight. So the 187 hacks are not working very well, but the Woo hacks are, because it looks like they're going to win all 3 matches this week. And really, this is another 30 points to that spot. They're probably going to end up with 191 points, which will probably put them in 5th place, moving up another spot in these season scrims. So we're going to have to, obviously, we're going to wait until we get the...
I just sent out the screenshots and we'll get these unofficial scores.
We got Metaphor, came in 2nd place with 7 kills. Genesis, we haven't seen that often coming in, getting 10 kills and in 3rd place. And what does that matter? It matters because a team that's playing all these matches is not getting that 3rd place finish. It's going to a team that maybe won't show up again. So yes, they'll get the points for 3rd place, but it's going to put them in 49th place if they only play 1 match. Then you have Top Strikers, a team that's in 4th place, Hacks. We talked to Devour, coming in 5th place, Hacks, getting 3 kills out of the team's total 4. 187, the Hacks, 187, the Cheaters, getting 0 kills in 6th place. So obviously their aimbot was ineffective in this last match.
Nah, dude, Ginger was on point with those bush hacks. Okay, he was rocking that bush hack.
The bush hacks. Panda, Hectic, Mr. Bacon, and Outcast Bravo. And if you notice that Outcast Bravo slowly every week doing a little bit better. They used to be kind of like always out of it, not doing very well. They're now constantly in that top 10, and they're really moving up. And they've got the number 17 overall out of 60 teams. They were at the top. They were in the late 20s for most of the season, but after the past 2 weeks, they've gone from 28th to 17th just in the last week. So kudos to them. JJ, TC, Jinjin, Stinchin, and 8th. Also, those guys getting sick Misfire coming in 8th place, but also getting 6 kills. BDE in 9th, and in 10th place, Dempsey with the Forgotten 11th. So another great week, another week over. We entered the 5th out of 8 weeks. We're going into 6 weeks. We have 3 weeks left. We're down on the home stretch. We're down where every match, you can say every match matters, but now you know what you have to do. We talked to the guys. We talked to Prod from 10HP. He knows exactly what he wants to do. What he wants his team to do. He wants to get that team up to the 7th place position and then go for 5th place. You kind of know what your season's at right now. You know, it might be a little difficult to get to 1st place, but a lot of teams, I say at least a majority of teams, can get to that 5th place spot and get themselves into that prize pool. But also, you know, I pray to whatever entity that you pray to, that, you know, as we go to, hopefully we'll have a 2nd season, Scrim Season 2, and you want to have that experience and have that ability going into that Scrim Season 2 by Outcast to be strong and have momentum and all that good stuff, because this is just the start of a bigger concept that I know that Brownie, C-Dub, all those guys have big plans, and not just for this season, but for the future. And I'm sure a lot of these teams are going to want to be it, including a lot of the viewers, such as 2020 GG. So we are, as always, at the end of every match, we are... all
right, there we go. We have
we are welcome, Brownie. You guys kind of had a quiet night tonight. I didn't think not having C-Dub play.
It definitely felt weird without C-Dub here.
Bringing Jay White up, you know, obviously Jay White, great player, pretty much the C-Dub of the B team, as we've talked to Mr. Bacon about it. But it seems that you guys kind of had a quiet night tonight. Not as although you guys did pretty well. I'm still going back. You had some good kills.
Yeah, I mean, it was based on the final result. It looks like a quiet night, average. But I mean, we put up more kills tonight than we have in a while. I mean, our result doesn't show for it, but I mean, I'm happy with that we were able to win some good gunfights. I think combined with some placement points, we went out too early in Sandhawk and Vikendi. If we had combined those with good placement points, combined with the kills, I really think it could have been a good night. But I mean, it is what it is.
And it's gonna feel good to obviously, every guy in OUTcast Alpha is important. But if you or C-Dub can't play, you might presume that to be extra hard. So if you could lose a player the quality of C-Dub and bring in Jay White, who's a great player in his own stuff, and still not really have that much of a fall off, that's gotta give you confidence. Just on what the rest of the team can do.
Yeah, and hopefully we get C-Dub back soon.
Back on wood. Hopefully that storm passes. I know I talked to him earlier, and right when his power went out, and that can be very scary, especially. But he chooses to live in that golf course area, which seems like every 10 minutes there's some sort of hurricane going on there that he's dealing with.
Yeah, blame him. Yeah, there you
go. So now, Brownie, we are 5 out of 8 weeks through. We've done a lot. We've hit up everything. We've seen so many different things come up. Teams. One thing that I really am enjoying is a team like we had today. What was it? Genesis. Team we haven't seen that often.
Yeah, fairly new
comes in
team
here
today,
and really does some damage and really screws with the quote unquote the pecking order. Getting a third place finish in that last match, but really keeping everybody on their toes. And another event where we had 24 teams in there. 5 weeks in, end of 5 weeks, 15th event, and we're still getting a full lobby every event. I think it just makes this scrim so much better and unique than a lot of the other scrim seasons we're seeing out there. The other teams are doing.
Pickford, I would recommend you don't look at the Twitch chat.
Oh, what are they saying?
There might be some need for moderation over there.
Is it towards me?
Towards Misfire in general, yes.
Misfire didn't have a good night. Yes, Misfire had a poor night. I'm not.
No,
against,
that is not about your gameplay, by the way. That is not about tonight. I'm just saying, you might need to Brownie. You might need to time him out or ban him or something.
Who is it? Is it
2020 GGs? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think anyone takes 2020 GG seriously.
I don't take him seriously neither. I don't even know who that guy is.
But I mean, he's been I always do him as like Duke's fanboy. So,
I'm pretty sure it's Alien. I'm holding a.
It could be Alien. I mean, it could be Alien. I mean, he does hype up Duke a lot, so that could be Alien. But
that's my conspiracy theory.
Okay, so
it could be.
We do have the unofficial scores. The final results. So coming in first place, Hacks, 93 points, 27 kills. Coming in a close second, the Woo, 91 points, 23 kills. So only 2 points separate.
That is huge for
place.
Both.
Metaphor,
that is huge for the Woo.
Yeah, Metaphor coming in third with 82 points, 24 kills. Dream Killers coming in fourth with 70 points and 26 kills. Genesis, Pickford was just mentioning Genesis, a new team we haven't seen here before, coming in top 5. 69 points, 23 kills, and 187. I normally don't go down to 6th place, but 187 Black coming in 6th place. Really can be tied to that one bad game that they had, which was, I believe, the second round, where they went out like 20th place. So if they would have had that game back, guaranteed they would have been in the top 3 for sure.
And not to pick on dear Brown here, but obviously OUTcast, in that mix of that top, group of people, Hacks at
24 kills for OUTcast Alpha, by the way. So yeah, a lot of
kills.
kills.
OUTcast Alpha 194, but True Esports 175, and the Woo 161. So obviously, Dream Killers, Hacks, and the Woo all get some big points, and it's gonna be OUTcast Alpha's gonna have to get back into that lab and get C-Dub in there and be extra successful next week to keep themselves in that top tier group successful in getting those top 5 prizes.
Some very nice prizes too, by the way, guys. And
Yes,
not only
yes.
including for the winners of the round, but also for the top 4 teams, I believe, right? And then we also have the top fraggers as well.
Trick award. Yeah.
The trick award. It's slowly becoming the trick award.
Trick
Yeah,
award.
it's slowly
So-
becoming his, and we still got 9 events. But the amount of kills he has to second place, it's getting almost impossible to reach him. And coming in tonight with 23 kills, I'm pretty sure Trick at least got 10 of those kills, I want to say. So he's definitely increasing his lead for sure.
But yeah, so there's prizes for the top 5 teams that finish, plus the top fragger, plus the top 4 fraggers. So the top fragger will actually get 2 awards, but the top 4 fraggers all get awards. Plus, my favorite award is if a team plays at least 30 matches, they'll get 1 vote, and the teams are going to vote on who is the one person you don't want to see against you, go against your team. Who is the most dangerous person in the lobby
That's probably
throughout
the
this
Trick
season?
with the most kills.
It could be. I mean, it could be like, but who the person who you don't want, you do not want to see? I'm really interested to see who that is, because it's one thing for us to kind of gloss the player. We do the interviews, we do that, but who are the teams afraid of? And I think that's going to be interesting. But it could be Trick. Trick could go in here if the Woo could finish top 5. He could get a prize for top 5, a prize for top fragger, a prize for being the all-star on the all-star team, and for the most dangerous person. So you could go.
Wow.
You could get out of here with quite the prize package
Yes.
at the end of this season if he plays his cards right.
Indeed. And
But you know who'll get no prizes?
I probably so if I was going to who would be the team that I would not want to go up against, it'd be a tough call between 187 Black, the Woo, and Hacks, to be honest.
I guess
I was
if
my
you were
own
doing
team-
a 1v1, who's
Yeah.
the one person you would not want a 1v1 with?
Oh, for sure,
in
Trick.
these scrims. Trick.
Yeah,
And so that's the question.
I've not
know,
only in
someone
my
I would-
in these scrims, but
Yeah.
in my customs as well. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I've seen it personally.
He's definitely he's a quality player.
Yeah, for sure.
You know who's not a quality player? 2020 GG.
Alien. The man who's still last place on the season leaderboard.
What's that?
Alien is last place. on
Yeah,
the
no.
season leaderboard.
He moved up.
What?
Out of dead last because he came in like 11th place on Monday,
Oh my god.
and so he moved out of last place. He's now not in like 60th place. He's moved up. So
jeez.
congratulations to him. He still has no kills though.
Still-
Is that if you play by yourself, you cannot be in last place. So there you go.
So before we end this stream, any other announcements we're gonna make? I know we do every Monday. Pickford and Duke have the pregame show, so make sure you guys don't miss that. Pickford will go over all the stats, any of the new, potentially the official scores, because like I said, the scores that I just put out right now were unofficial, of course, because they're done within a few minutes, and they got to go back and make sure everything's correct. Mistakes are
And I
made.
tell you,
We are human,
and
damn
we
it.
say that we do like I mean on Monday we saw a couple like point issues with teams in like the 30th and 35th place, and myself and C-Dub went through every one of the scores and fixed it. So we're going all the way down. Every single team is going to be right. Not just like we're not just dealing with the top 10 teams and the rest of the teams don't worry about it. We're down there nitpicking every single point, every single number. And C-Dub and I did it for like 3 hours.
I mean, you got to imagine, guys, there was, I think the most we've seen tonight was 97 players. They're keeping track of stats of every individual in these scrims for every event.
For every match,
That's
every
how
individual,
Pickford
every
is able
scrim.
to tell how many individuals we've had in these events and what the top killers are. So he literally has to, I mean, if you've been playing in these, let's say you're not in the top 10, right? Let's say you've gotten a few kills, but you're just curious how many kills you've gotten through the season. You can probably hit
can
up
tell you.
Pickford and you tell you, just tell me your name.
I
your
can
in-game
tell
name,
you
and
how
we can
many.
tell
I can tell you how many kills you have, how many games you play, what your
See?
kills to match ratio is, and what your how many wins you have.
You don't gotta be
Any
a top
player-
team to find out that information. If you just genuinely want to improve yourself and see how you're doing on average, you want those numbers, hit up Pickford. Hit him up
The
on,
one thing I want
on
to do
the
is
OUTcast
at the
Discord
end of
or
this,
DM him.
when this season's over, I'd really like to because I have it by also by map and by match. So you can kind of go data mine this and see what.
There you go,
If
see?
you really wanted to, you can go in
OP
there and see how you
strats.
did in every. I
Strats.
didn't do it, but you go in there and say you did in every Miramar match, in every Vikendi match, in every Sandhawk match, in every Aaron match throughout the whole season. if you do better on FPP or TPP or the mix. If you really wanted to take this information and data mine it, we'll have to see at the end of the season, once we have all the numbers crunched and everything, is if we can, maybe Brandon can figure a way to monetize it and make a shit ton of money for OUTcast Alpha.
Ooh, sounds like a good idea. Also buy OUTcast merch.
There you go.
OUTcast merch, yeah.
Definitely join their Discord as soon as they hear it. I'm sure someone's gonna do the Discord command. Make sure you guys follow the channel, of course. For all OUTcast scrims are casted on these channels. Like I said earlier, Duke Cummings does them on Monday, Nikki Dex does them on Wednesdays, and I do them on Fridays. This is the final day of the 5th week. Starting Monday, we'll be getting into the 6th week. We only have 9 more events. That is with my OP maths. Well, actually, I can't do that. No, that's too many. That's too many rounds to add up. But 9 days, okay? 9 physical days of events. Of course, Monday, Wednesday. There you go. See, stats guy. Monday, Wednesday is 3 rounds, and of course Friday we mix it up with both FPP and TPP, and it's 4 rounds on Fridays. So, only 3 more weeks to go. We'll see how the rankings affect with 187 again coming in 6th place tonight. I know I don't want to put too much pressure on 187. You guys are doing fantastic. You guys still have a good lead. I'm just noticing.
That's cool. You can pressure
him.
everyone wants me to pressure them. Every other person.
But with that said, Monday 8th place, Wednesday 3rd, and now what they coming today?
6th place.
6th. So they haven't had a win in a little while. So I think that when it's gets a little bored sometimes. Then when they kind of like do poorly, that they get a little fire in their butts, so they can come in strong.
They need something to motivate them, so they'll come back stronger, even stronger on Monday, and maybe even show what's his name.
And Hacks, I mean, we had the interview with Hacks, and they came in and won it after I kind of like told them they had done so poorly. They come in tonight and they win it, so maybe we should interview them more often.
We should. And by the way, guys, before I end this and say goodnight to you guys. Pickford, we do these interviews, right? Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you want to be interviewed, hit up Pickford, okay? It's hard to try to find someone who's not that shy to actually talk on stream. It's a lot harder than most people think. Or answers DMs. So if you haven't been interviewed, even if you're one of the teams that are not in the top 10, if you frequent these scrims, Pickford and me, we want to have a chat with you in between rounds, or maybe with Duke or Nikki Dex. So definitely hit up Pickford. Make his job a little easier instead of having to go through 20 people just to find one person that's willing to do it. So
please do. Yes, thank you, sir.
Even if you guys are one of the top teams, maybe we can get in one of the top. Maybe we can come in and talk to 187. How they're always getting accused of hacking, and maybe they can vent a little bit. Okay, there you go.
Only talking to them.
Oh, there you go.
I didn't see anybody. I was looking at chat, but I didn't see anybody complaining then.
Nobody complains when they do poorly. It's only when they win.
It's only when they win. Well, I don't know. I guess tonight's the exception because 6th place is not poor. They're still top 10, but normally they get like top 3. So, but yeah. So guys, again, if you want to be interviewed in the stream and you're not shy to, we're not gonna see your face. What I would love to do is, I feel like. For lack of a better way of saying it, it's been nothing but dudes talking. If you're a female playing these,
yes, please.
Come on.
I mean, we're here for
one
stories,
perspective. Yeah, we're not. Yeah, exactly.
If you got something like unique, something that's like what makes you guys what makes each team has their own story, and we want to hear it.
Mm-hmm. So make sure you guys hit up Pickford on either the OUTcast the OUTcast Discord server, or if you're lucky enough to have him as your friend, hit him up on Discord, so that way it makes his job a little easier.
You can just tag me in OUTcast and just say, hey, hit me up, and I'll just click on you and send you a message, and we can talk about it. I'll let you know what we're gonna talk about. I'll work with you. We can work on it. I'm not trying to make anybody look bad. Only make players look good.
All right. Before I go off on 20,
except for Brownie, I was trying to make him look bad.
Yeah. Join the club.
All right, guys. I'll see you guys next Friday for the the start of the the end of the 6th week. Duke Cummings will be doing this on Mondays, of course. So don't forget to join in a little extra early, 9:45 Eastern for that pregame show. Pickford's going to be coming up with all the new stats, all the official scores and stuff like that. Maybe talk about some of this controversy with this dude 2020 GG's over here with them. And then Wednesday, of course, Neki Dex, and Friday, me. And of course, the one thing that ties us all together is Pickford, and of course the OUTcast family, I should say, that put these all together and got a hold of HyperX and was able to get this awesome prizes, and not only that too, but cash prizes as well. So I'll see you guys next Friday. Make sure you guys tune in on Monday early for the pregame show, and I'll see you guys then. Peace out, everybody.